Welcome into the best in true crime podcasting. This is True Crime Tuesday. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. 20th anniversary month is off and running. 20 years now in the making, and 20 run. Well, we're going into year 21 here. And it is a big month, and we have a big guest today. I'll start off by saying this. Today's program is going to deal with the fine line between love and obsession. It'll deal with mental health. And we're big mental health advocates on this show. I will throw in this as well. I'll tell you this much. This guest, when I was young, was a little bit of the boogeyman until I read this book. And now I fully understand a lot more about our guest today. And I can tell you he is no more the boogeyman in my eyes. And I'll tell you why exactly. And I want him to understand why. Because there's a huge stigma about him out there. And it came from one line in a Prince song, believe it or not. There's a Prince song called Anti-Christian. And he'll relate to this because in the same line, in the same stanza, in the same phrase, and we share the love of music, Prince says something about Mark Chapman, where he says something about Lennon. He says they killed Lennon, shot him down cold. They tried to kill Reagan. Everybody screamed gun control. That was all in one phrase. So in one phrase, Prince lumped in Chapman, who my guest, John Hinckley Jr., despised, and John Hinckley Jr. Now, I think had John Hinckley Jr. known that, he would have been appalled. And this came out in 1981 on the Controversy album. Might have been the end of 82, or the beginning of 82, end of 81, beginning of 82. And in that song, Prince said, "Anti-Christian, anti-Christ, until you're crucified, I'll live my life in taxi cabs." In other words, he lumped everyone in one stigma, lumped them all in with the devil, and said, "I'm going away until you're all gone." Not knowing that there's different circumstances for each. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I want to bring in our guest. After being found not guilty by reason of insanity for his attempt to assassinate President Ronald Reagan in March of 1981, John Hinckley Jr. spent decades in psychiatric confinement before being unconditionally released in 2022. He currently lives in Williamsburg, Virginia, and he's hoping to start a music career. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome in to True Crime Tuesday, John Hinckley Jr. Hi, John. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Just fine. How are you?
Very good. Very good. And I want to thank you for being on the program because you have a brand new book out there, and it's a good book at that, and I highly recommend it for our audience to check out. It's called Who I Really Am. And we have a link in just right there. If you're watching the video, John's got it in his hand right there. It's a wonderful book. And we're going to talk today about the history here and exactly what's going on with John today. I'll start it off with this, and this is what I'm a little curious about, John, is why this book and why now in a culture when I think people are probably a little less accepting of people. Why bring your story out now?
I just thought it was time. You know, I'm 70 years old now, and I was approached by a writer who wanted to collaborate with me on this book. And I thought about it for a little while, and I thought, well, why not? I'll go ahead and tell my story, because for like 44, 45 years, there's been a really bad image of me in the public. And for those who still care about me, I wanted to tell my story and let them read my life from my point of view. And maybe they'll get an understanding now that I'm totally different from the person that I was in 1981. I mean, the book tells all. I tell everything in this book. It's the good, the bad, the ugly. But in the end, it's like a redemption story. And I think I'm redeeming myself now through my music and my art. At least I hope I am. So, I mean, that's the reason I wrote the book, is to kind of show the people the way that I am now.
You are brutally honest in this book, and I'm glad you are. I'm glad you are. And as you point out, I think a lot of people wanted to put a stigma on you when you shot President Reagan. They automatically wanted to find a political reason for why you did it. I don't want to focus on the shooting first. What I want first, John, is I want people to know you first. Can you tell us a little bit about where you grew up? Tell us a little bit about your parents and a little bit about your upbringing.
I was born in Oklahoma, but I grew up in Dallas, Texas, back in the 60s, 70s. My father moved our family to Dallas when I was about 4 years old, and I spent, from 4 to 18 in Dallas. After I graduated high school, my father moved the family to Colorado, to a town called Evergreen, a really picturesque town called Evergreen, Colorado. And so I went to Texas Tech, but I never graduated. I kept dropping in and out of college, and that's when I was starting to get sick and get isolated from my family and started developing delusions and depression. So I did, in all, I did about 5 or 6 or 7 years of college, but I never graduated because I kept dropping out. But I went to Texas Tech, and that led up to 1981 when I committed my crime.
Now, you state in the book that you really, as you were growing up, you found music. And you found a love of music, and that was really your first passion. That was really the first thing that grabbed a hold of your heart and soul. What was it about music that kind of grabbed you, that got you?
It was the Beatles. When the Beatles came to America in 1964, I was 8 years old, and they really just fascinated me. I loved the music. I loved everything about them. And I bugged my parents, and they finally bought me a guitar when I was about 10. And from that point on, I just said music has been a big part of my life. And I've written thousands and thousands of songs over the years. So yeah, it all started with the Beatles in 1964.
When you sit down to write a song, or when something hits you, when the inspiration hits you, where do you feel like this inspiration hits you from, and when does it hit you?
That's hard to answer because I can just write a song on the spot. I can just get a guitar in my hands and come up with a nice little melody. And I always do the music first, come up with a melody, and then I add words to it later. When
you're starting to write the melody, is it a feeling? Is it a color? Is there a face that hits your mind, and then the music follows? No. Okay.
It's just something. It's just a talent that I was given by God, I believe, to be able to write songs. And as I said, I can do it on a moment's notice. I don't need a lot of inspiration and all that to write songs.
Yeah.
I can do it whenever I want to.
It's amazing. We all have our individual gifts and talents, and that's a beautiful gift to have, right? I mean, right now as we speak, I have 3 guitars over here to my left, and I don't play them as much as I'd like, but I get that passion. So that's one of the things I connected with when I read the book. So this passion you had for music was something that drove you, that made you want to, strike out from your family. And I think we should probably explain to people that your father, I believe, was what business was he in again?
Oil business.
He's in the oil business. And of course, he wanted you to did he want you to follow in that business? I know
my older brother did follow in his footsteps.
Okay.
And he wanted me to follow in his footsteps too. Either oil or some kind of businessman. And when I went off to college, my first major was business, but I just was really bored with it, and I didn't do well in my grades because I didn't like the classes.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wanted me to be a businessman or oil man too.
And I get that. I'm sure he wanted stability for you. He wanted, he wanted you to fall in the same line. He knew there was a good living there, and I'm sure, he wanted something to hand down to his sons, like most fathers do. And I guess that's the best way a father shows love to his son, right? To give him that stability and that income, the best way he knows how. But of course, that's not your dream, right?
No, no, I was fully, even when I was 18 years old, I was fully into music and wanting to pursue a music career.
Was there such a thing, and forgive me because I'm a little younger than you are, was there such a thing at that time as being able to go to a music school or go somewhere where you could take your art and study it, or was that not something that was in your line of sight?
There were schools, yeah. I never wanted to do that because I just didn't want to make it a school thing about music. I wanted to just kind of wing it and write my songs and send off my songs to the record companies and try and do it that way, which your chance of succeeding is really very low, but that's what I was trying to do.
I know at one point you took off on a wing and a prayer and you went out west, didn't you, to just try and get out there and get discovered?
Hollywood. In 1976, I moved to Hollywood, California, and I had my music tapes with me and my guitars and all that. And I would just walk into Capitol Records or United Artists Records and just hand the person at the desk my tape and said, "Please give this to the A&R guy." Of course, that's not the way to do it, but that's the way I was doing it, and I got no success.
And if you don't know any better, and if you don't have an agent or you don't have someone that knows the water, so to speak, it's a little hard to get discovered, especially at that time, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. Now at that time, you're in a land where you could be discovered. How do you switch at that point to discovering Jodie Foster? How does she come into your vision?
I had seen her on TV in a thing or two. I can't even remember what it was, but I'd seen her on TV. And in 1976, when I was in Hollywood, the movie Taxi Driver came out. And I saw some commercials for Taxi Driver. And I noticed that she was in the movie. And that kind of piqued my interest because I liked her from what I'd seen about her on TV. But so I went to Taxi Driver, and I just got enthralled with the movie. I could relate so much to the main character, Travis Bickle, and the story that Jodie was playing, the character that Jodie was playing in the movie.
I was going to say you really kind of glommed onto the character of Travis Bickle. Tell me what it was that you saw in Travis and how it related to you.
Well, he was alienated like me and lonely and couldn't get a girl and all that. And I just was living the same life that he was. I wasn't driving a taxi cab, but I was living the same life that he was. It's this lonely guy. And I just could totally relate to him. And he ends up kind of rescuing Iris, which is the character that Jodie played in the movie. And I was really impressed by that.
So really, there's this romantic fantasy that's kind of set up there, and I can see where, and we've all done it, right? I mean, we all have that romantic fantasy in our head. It's set up somewhere that maybe if I find the right girl, there's my story. There's the ultimate story that I'd like to have, and it's not out of the unusual. I think we all fantasize, we all daydream. It's all there, right? How many times have you seen Taxi Driver, do you think, in your lifetime?
Well, I saw it when I was living in Hollywood in 76, I saw it about 15 times. I just got totally obsessed with it. So I just kept going back to the same theater in Hollywood and watching the movie. I think it was about 15 times total.
Okay. Well, I know people who have seen Star Wars 50 to 75 times, so 15 times is not a lot, John. You know. I mean, I don't mean to giggle at that, but I mean, you know, there's Star Wars fans who've seen movies, you know, individual movies a lot more than 15 times. So, but I get what you mean. It was 15 times in a theater is a lot, but it's not overly excessive, right? But I get what you mean. You've gotten to that point now where these characters mean something in your life, and you're living the fantasy, so to speak. Correct?
Right.
Okay. Where do you feel that this interest in this movie and this interest in Jodie became obsession? Where did the line cross?
Well, right there in 1976, when I started seeing the movie over and over, I got obsessed with her, and just got totally into her life and what she was doing. You know, I was living out my life like Travis Bickle was living out his life, just this lonely guy pursuing romance, I guess. But it started in 76.
Now, the one thing I really do appreciate here, John, and I'm being blatantly honest with you, I really do appreciate the fact that you're very, very honest in this book. You admit to the fact that you engaged with ladies of the evening in the book, that you admit to the fact that you weren't great in interpersonal relationships, that things were hard for you. It takes a lot of courage to put down on the page what you put in this book. And to that, I commend you. There's a lot in this book that you've put down. I guess the question I have for you at that point is why at that point did you not take, and why was it Jodie you had to go after, and why did you not take and transfer that romantic fantasy to maybe somebody else? Why was it not just the fantasy was transferred to someone else, and why did it have to be specifically Jodie?
Well, I mean, it started with Jodie in 76, but you know, I didn't commit my crime until 1981.
Right.
So
right.
5 years passed, and a lot happened in those 5 years. But I was doing a downward spiral in those 5 years with my mental condition, getting more and more depressed and delusional. So by the time 1980 rolled around, I saw that Jodie was going to go to Yale University as a student, and you know, I was still fixated on her, and so I kind of pursued her at Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut. This is in 1980.
Was it just the fact that she had stepped off the screen and gone to college, that she had stepped kind of off that screen into the real world, that she suddenly became more available? Is that? Well, I mean,
between 76 and 81, I had seen the movies that she had done during those years. Mm-hmm. A movie named Carney, a few other movies. I had seen those movies, so I was still into her. But in 1980, it became more real because I saw that she was going to be at Yale University in New Haven. So I made a point of going to New Haven and pursuing her there.
So it was more that she was readily available. I mean, she was in Hollywood the entire time and on a silver screen. She was out and about and in different public places. But now she's in college. Does that? I guess my question here is, John, is what makes her more available at Yale than in Hollywood?
Well, I didn't have an address for her in Hollywood. I mean, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't know where she was living.
Okay, that's a fair point. I guess I didn't know in your mind what the difference was, because keep in mind in today's society you've got TMZ. TMZ follows stars everywhere. So, you know, and in those days there's a National Enquirer, and you get everything much much too late, right? So, I mean, 2 weeks after the fact that when she's at Mann's Chinese Theater, they tell you she was at Mann's Chinese Theater.
Right.
But there is no up-to-date, thing telling you where she was from place to place. But I get what you're saying now. So I want to talk a little bit about the Yale days here for a moment. And then after we talk about the Yale days, we'll go to break and we'll get into the actual Reagan shooting. Jodie goes to Yale, and you decide at this point, as you said, your obsession is ramped up. You decide that you're going to follow her to Yale. Now, at this point, things are strained with your parents, and they have the idea now that you are pursuing still an education, correct?
Right. I told them that I was going to a writing school at Yale.
Okay. They're under the impression that, and correct me if I'm wrong, they're helping you somewhat with what they assume is an education, right?
Well, my father, gave me, I can't remember the exact amount, about $3,500 with the intention of using it to further my education. Mm-hmm. Little did he know that I kind of made up the story about a writing school at Yale. And I just used the money to stay at hotels and transportation, that kind of thing, until the end of 1981.
There comes a time where you have to take what is just the imaginary affair you're having in your head with Jodie and make it reality. You have to present yourself, and you have to see if this is really a thing, right? Tell our audience, if you would, where's that opportunity come up, and how do you take that opportunity to come out and say, okay, I got to quit being shy about this. I need to make myself known.
Well, she knew who I was. I mean, when I got to Yale, I found out where her dorm was and where she was living. So I would leave poems and messages under her door. I knocked a few times on the door, but I never talked to her at her room, but I did leave messages and poems under her door, and I always signed them, so she knew who I was. And then I talked to her on the phone a few times. I taped those phone calls, and they were played at my trial. But so she knew, when the shooting happened, she knew who I was. Yeah. Okay,
so she's fully aware, although, without giving away I don't want to give away too much because I want people to read this book. She herself later would deny that she even knew who you were, but then she had to recant, correct?
Right, because then it came out, that she talked to me on the phone and all the stuff, all the little notes and letters. So she actually had to admit that she knew who I was. Yeah.
Yeah. What's interesting, and again, I want to point people to this amazing book. It's called John Hinckley Jr., Who I Really Am. It's available by Wild Blue Press. Again, we have a link in the description of this program.
It's available on Amazon.
And available on Amazon. We'll have a link there as well. I want to point out to people there's a transcript. That you've provided a transcript of the phone calls, and so that people can see exactly how the phone calls went. And they're fascinating phone calls at that. And again, you're brutally honest about how things went down between the two of you, which I find refreshing. I find this entire book refreshing, John. And that people can see exactly how things went down. I think a lot of people are going to try to assume, and again, to your credit, they're going to try to assume that you're spinning this in a light that would be favorable to you. This book does not spin things in a light that's favorable to you. It's an honest story. And again, to that, I tip my cap to you. Let me do this. Let me ask you this, and then we'll go to break. How do things with Jodie end in the Yale years, in that you decide that, you know what, I have to make this last act? Now, originally, your target was not President Reagan, correct?
Right.
Who exactly were you going to go after? You just decided I have to do something in order to prove my love to Jodie. What did you decide you were going to do?
At the time, Jimmy Carter was the president in '80, and so my focus became on Carter. Only because he was president. I didn't dislike Carter, but only because he was president that I started focusing on him. And when he lost that election in 1980 and Reagan got elected, my focus shifted from Carter to Reagan, and I did not dislike Reagan. It was nothing about liking or disliking them. They just became my focus because, he was the president.
Now, what I find interesting, and forgive me for, this is just my take. This is nobody else's take but my own, just from an outsider looking in. And again, at the time, this is 10-year-old Tim looking at things, and now 55-year-old Tim looking at things. At that time in history, Carter was much maligned for different things that were going on in that particular time. Reagan was coming in pretty much on a mandate for sweeping change. And at the time, I believe you say in the book, your parents were staunch Republicans who voted for Reagan.
Oh, yeah.
So they loved Reagan. They wanted Reagan to come in.
Sure did.
It had to have been incredibly disappointing when they find out that you were the gunman.
Well, disappointing is a mild way of putting it. Yeah, I'm sure they were disappointed. Yeah, because they loved Reagan. I remember election night in 1980. My father, when it was seen that Reagan was going to win, my father was so elated, he just couldn't contain himself.
And I understand that this isn't. There's no political motive here, but I guess the question I have to ask here, John, is in your mind, where did you see this going when you thought, okay, if I kill the president, what was Jodie going to do after you killed the president? Where did you see this going?
Well, that's where my delusions were working, and I thought I was going to have this magical union with Jodie after I, killed the president. I thought I was going to have this magical union with Jodie, that she would realize how much I loved her and all that stuff. But it's hard to talk about it now because it was so delusional. But that's stuff that I believed back then.
Understandable. I get the hero complex, right? The idea that maybe I'm saving this woman from someone who could potentially be evil. But your family believed he was good, right?
Right.
I understand if it was Carter, you're saving her from someone who could be doing damage to the country. Either way, maybe you're a person who's now famous on her level. So maybe that's a thing. There's all kinds of motives, and I get how you, in a delusional state, could start trying to rationalize things or keep that rational fluid. Is that a fair way of putting it?
Yeah, I wanted my name and her name to be always linked together, and I guess I was successful in that because to this day, when people hear talk about me, Jodie always comes into the conversation. So
yeah, it's true. It's very true. You're not wrong about that. You're not wrong about that. We'll take a break. Again, the book is called John Hinckley Jr., Who I Really Am. It's available right now. The publisher is Wild Blue Press. We have a link in the description of this program, so you can go get that book right now. When we come back, we'll talk about that fateful day. I want to talk a little bit about how John was feeling before this, especially since he was such a fan of John Lennon, and especially since he had an abhorrence to Mark David Chapman. So I want to draw a parallel here real quick for John. And then when we come back, we'll also talk about a little bit about just a tiny bit about the trial. I also want to talk a little bit about his time in the hospital and some of the healing. I want to talk about the beginnings of healing, and I want to get to the healing in the second part of the program because that's the important part of the story. I think we focus too much about the downfall here. I want to get to the healing and really talk about healing with John. So again, the book is John Hinckley Jr., Who I Really Am. When we come back, we'll talk to John about that fateful day, about healing. And we'll talk a little bit about what's next for John right here on the best in true crime podcasting. This is True Crime Tuesday. Welcome back to the best in true crime podcasting. This is True Crime Tuesday. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. My guest is John Hinckley Jr., the name of the book, Who I Really Am. And it is put up by Wild Blue Press. We have a link in the description of this program. By the way, the co-author is Jason Norman. I keep forgetting to say that, John. Your co-author is Jason Norman on this wonderful book. Okay. Before we left people, we were leading up to that fateful day where you shot President Reagan. I do want to draw this parallel first, though, John, before we jump into that, and that is this. You mentioned in the book, you talk about, and I remember watching this on Monday Night Football, this exact same scenario that you're talking about in the book, because I was watching this exact same Monday Night Football game, where you're talking about the night that John Lennon was shot in December. And I remember Howard Cosell's call, and you described this so well in the book, talking about how glib and how staunch Howard was when he was talking about how Mark David Chapman had shot John Lennon outside the Dakota. And I remember how hard it hit me at that young age to hear that. And I had chills reading about it again. And I remember some of those same feelings you're talking about. And thinking about how a person could do that, right? Take away someone who is that talented in the world. I want you to tell our audience about some of those same feelings that you had, how you felt when you heard John Lennon had been shot.
I was just totally devastated. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe somebody would want to kill John Lennon because, he was bringing so much joy to the world with his music over the years, and I just couldn't believe what had happened. But John Lennon's murder is what sent me over the edge, because after that happened, I just was on a total downward spiral. His murder was the December of 1980, and my crime was like 3 months later, March of 81. So from his murder until when I committed my crime, I was just really in bad shape.
I think I remember in one of your song lyrics, hadn't you mentioned something about you thought at that point God was dead? Something to that effect?
I was writing all kinds of poetry and real heavy thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah. So knowing that the pain that was caused when Mark David Chapman took John Lennon out, took him out of this world, took that joy out of this world, why did it not make you hesitate when you thought, you know what, I'm potentially going to take this president out of this world and take someone's joy out of this world?
Because I was ill. I wasn't thinking rationally. I can see that point now, but back then I wasn't thinking rationally, and it just further propelled me to do what I wanted to do, which was to impress Jodie. Mm-hmm. So his murder, John Lennon's murder, just made me more murderous, with what I was doing.
Yeah, understandable. Tell me a little bit about that day and what was going on with that day. Obviously, you cover it in depth in the book, but just give me a little brief overview here. You described yourself as being relatively calm. That there was no nerves, right?
Not really. I just remember waking up that morning of March 30th, 81, and seeing Reagan's schedule in the newspaper, and saw that he was going to be at the Hilton Hotel that day. So I just matter-of-factly, had my breakfast and went about my morning and got ready to go to the Hilton. that afternoon. But only a crazy person can be that calm when he's getting ready to do such a monumental thing. And it just shows the depth of my illness at the time that I was so calm about the whole thing.
You'd mentioned in the book that just a few weeks before, Reagan had been at Ford's Theater, and he had made a comment, something about, didn't it have something to do with the president's security and how lax it had been, or something to that effect?
Right, yeah. Well, this is 1981. I mean, today, with all the craziness going on today, the president is totally protected.
Yeah.
Back in 1981, there was not that. I mean, there was a lot of protection for a president, but not the way it is now. And yeah, it was amazing that I could get so close to Reagan that day.
Now, hadn't you walked up on, was it Carter you had walked up on and gotten close to at one point?
That was in October of 1980. Carter was in, I believe it was Dayton, Ohio, campaigning, and I got very close to him in the crowd, but I wasn't armed. I didn't have a gun with me, but I was very close to him in the crowd, and you can even see it on film now that how close I was. So yeah, it was just a totally different time back then.
And you had traveled with weapons before and been caught with weapons and just had the weapons confiscated, right?
I was in Nashville in October of '80, and I was trying to board a plane, and I was rushing to catch the flight, and they put my bag through the metal detector. I thought they're going to put my bag underneath the plane where it's not going through any kind of metal detector, but they put it through the metal detector because I was rushing so fast. And they saw I had 3 guns, so I was arrested.
Jeez. But you got away with not being taken right there to jail with the gun.
They took me to a holding cell, and I paid a $62. I went before a magistrate judge, and I had to pay a $62.50 fine. And they confiscated my guns. But that was it. I was released after that.
See, in this day and age, that's unfathomable.
That would never happen now.
Yeah, that would never happen now. Yeah, wow. So, and again, I like I said, I want to leave a lot of meat on the bone here, John, for people to read about. But I know now how you feel from reading this in the book. But at that time, when you show up to the Hilton, tell me what you see as you go to approach the president with, I believe, did you shoot him with a 22?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what it is you see as you go to approach and do the act, and what it is you're thinking.
Well, when he entered the building, as he was passing by me, he looked like he was staring right at me and waving, which kind of startled me. So I just kind of waved back, and he went on into the building. And after he gave his speech, he came back out, and that's when I shot him. Was when he came back out after he gave the speech. And unfortunately, I hit other people with the shooting. As we've been saying, that was back in the days when you could get within 10 or 15 or 20 feet of the president. So that's how it happened.
Yeah. And I know you feel great remorse for that.
Totally.
Yeah. And again, I will leave the including well, we'll leave that for the book. We'll leave that for the book so that people can see again what you've done to make amends there. The Brady Bill. I want to bring this up quickly. The Brady Bill was made as a result of that particular incident, and other things have been made as a result of that incident. What is your opinion of that?
Well, the Brady Bill?
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I mean, now because of what I did, their background checks. You can't just go in a gun store and buy a gun and walk out. You had to go through a background check, and that started with the Brady Bill. I'm fine with that.
Let me ask you this: had the Brady Bill been in effect, and this is such a what if question, John, so bear with me. Had the Brady Bill been in effect at that time, would you have circumvented it? Would you still have done what you had done? Would 3 days have mattered?
I don't know. It's hard to say, because I could have found somebody that was selling guns out on the street probably if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say if that would have stopped me.
Yeah. Okay, I want to get to what's important here. There's, like I said, there's a lot of meat on the bone here. There's a lot that went on as you're being apprehended. There's a lot that went on as you're being detained. There's a lot that went on here with the trial that was interesting. One of the things I think I do want to bring up with the trial, if we can just briefly, was the fact that I think you were snapped into reality a little bit. Is that fair to say? Is that when you started to come to a little bit out of the delusions?
I wouldn't say that. I was still very ill during the trial. And it wasn't until, later on in the 80s when I finally, after I met Leslie DeVoe, was when I kind of came out of my delusions and had a real relationship with somebody. So, yeah, during the trial, though, I was still very ill.
Okay. The reason why I say that and why I get that impression is this. It's only because I think when Jodie takes the stand and she starts to say her version of things, and that it's starting to get to your heart, I start to get the impression that you know how we turn from love to hate, John? How and I don't want to say you hated her, but it was that realization that your heart was breaking. You know what I mean? That you were being spurned, and that it's easy at that point. I think we all get to that point where, as you're being spurned, it's easier, not easy, but it's easier to be able to turn that emotion off. Do you know what I mean?
Right. She gave a deposition for the trial, and I was present at the deposition. And she said that she didn't have a relationship with me, and it really enraged me. And I threw a pen at her, a pencil or a pen at her, and they had to take her out of the courtroom and all this. Because, it just kind of hit me that right to my face, she was saying she didn't have a relationship with me. So it's very upsetting to me. And when I threw the pen at her, of course, it was very upsetting to her. Mm-hmm. So it was just a wild time.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Let's talk about the hospital and the benefits that you got from the hospital. Because really, the way you wrote about the time in the hospital, I think you talk about a model that could be very beneficial for a lot of people. And one of the things that you brought up that seem incredibly interesting is this. You talk about not just the basic model of medication therapy and lockup, because everybody gets that, but you talk about the eventual reward at the end, which is staggered visits to the outside, being reacclimated into society in staggered visits, and being able to have something to come home to, or being able to be reacclimated slowly. And to me, it seems like you were treated a little more humanely, a little more like a human being towards the end than just a number, a figure, and a prisoner. Is that fair to say?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I was never in a prison or a jail. I was always in a hospital, a mental hospital.
Well, I say that figuratively, not literally.
But I think what I'm saying is, in a mental hospital, you're treated a little more humanely. And I thought my judge was being very fair with me, and he was giving me these visits out into the community to be with my parents and my family. And over the years, the days increased to when I could spend time out. So yeah, I mean, I was slowly but surely getting acclimated to the community, and by the time I got my full release, I was so ready for it, and the judge knew that, and that's why he gave me my full release.
I kind of get the feeling, and correct me if I'm wrong, I kind of get the feeling like you probably had to overprove yourself because of who you were and what you did. Is that fair to say?
Oh yeah, I had to walk the line the whole time. I couldn't do anything out wrong, even little things. I had to be just this perfect person, because if I wasn't a perfect person, the government was going to jump all over it and try and take away my city privileges. And so I always had to be really toe the line and be perfect.
There was even one instance, or not one instance, there was many instances, I think they said, where you were keeping too tight of a pattern when you were on the outside. They thought that was
Right.
suspicious.
I was not. I was just doing this routine every time I'd go out to the community, and the judge even said, you need to kind of experiment a little bit more with your life, and other than what you keep doing over and over when you go out into the community.
Which is, I was talking to a friend about it. I said, I find that unusual because what do we all do? We all stick to our own routines, right? I myself, right? I do my job here on the show. I'm at home. I eat my dinner. I don't really do a lot, right? So I think that's most of us. We don't really have much of a life unless there's a social gathering or there's a family gathering, or I don't think a lot of us are out, partying it up or doing anything extravagant.
But most people do live by routines. So
Yeah.
I was doing my thing too.
Yeah. So why is that unusual? That doesn't, that doesn't seem unusual to me. But I guess because of one deed that you did, I guess you're under a microscope.
Right.
Which I found unusual. I found unusual reading that. The other thing I found incredibly sad, and I'll bring this up, and we can talk about it a little bit and how you felt about it, was towards the end of your stay at the hospital. And I'm jumping around a little bit here, and we're getting to the end of our time here. Is that your father, who, again, you weren't incredibly close, but as your father was passing away, you wanted time with him. And that was one of the things that they restricted or said no to. Tell me a little bit about how that relationship could have been made better if they would have given you that time.
Well, the judge did give me, when my father was in his final days, the judge did give me a few days to go down and be with him, which I appreciated. But while I was down there visiting with him, his caretakers told us that he only had about 2 days to live. And but I was scheduled to go back to the hospital, because my time was up with what the judge had given me. So we asked the judge if I could just stay an extra 2 days and be there when my father passed. And the judge said, no, you got to come back to the hospital. And that's the only thing that I really felt badly about what the judge did, was he made me come back to the hospital. So when my father did pass, I wasn't there to be with him with the rest of my family.
which again I found incredibly sad.
Yeah.
One of those wishes I wish you really would have gotten. The last thing I want to talk about today, John, I want people to be encouraged here and by a couple of different things. One, you mentioned Leslie, and I want people to know that the story doesn't end in obsession. That you have found love, and you did find love with Leslie. Tell us a little bit about Leslie.
Well, she was a patient too at St. Elizabeth's, and I met her very early on in my stay there. She had killed her daughter out of mental illness. She had killed her daughter, and but I met her the first few months that I was at the hospital, and we developed this wonderful relationship, which lasted a total of 22 years, believe it or not. I mean, she was released from the hospital only after about 3 years. But our relationship went on for another bunch of years, and it lasted a total of about 22 years. But I always give credit to Leslie for being the person who brought me out of my illness and my psychosis, and it gave me a real relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was Leslie who really got me well.
Yeah. Yeah. And she really did. She brought you miles ahead of really anyone else. And I think the question I have here, John, is it that you needed, as I read the book, is it that you needed, I'm trying to think of a way to delicately phrase this. Maybe I'll just say it. Was it that you needed that real, true love in your life to snap you into reality? Is that a fair way to put it?
Yeah, I needed a real relationship to snap me out of the fantasy one that I was having with Jodie. So it took Leslie to bring me out of the obsession and fantasy I was having with Jodie. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing too I found, which was really cool, is that you also developed another love, and that was a love for animals and a love for cats.
I had a cat colony at St. Elizabeth's. I had grounds privileges to where I could go out on the grounds during the day, and I started feeding the stray cats, and I developed this big cat colony of cats, and that was kind of a real good therapy for me to help me get through my days, to be able to go out and spend time with the cats and feed them. And I worked with another lady, and we got all the cats spayed and neutered and vaccinated. So it was really a labor of love I was having with these cats.
That's really cool. Cool. And then, as I understand it, you were able to, on your trips out, you're able to bring in more food and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the main things I do on my trips home was buy a bunch of cat food.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
There you go. Like I said, I want to leave a lot of meat on the bone here for people to read, and there's a lot more, folks, a lot more there. There's a lot of John's lyrics in the book. There's a lot of things having to do with his music. I take it, I know you're still pursuing a music career. I know you still are out there, and if people are interested, and if there's agents that are listening to the show, I know for a fact, John, that there's a few people at a certain, let's just say, iHeart organization that listen to this show, that are interested in contacting you and wanting to hear your demos. That they can contact you through Wild Blue Press and others.
Sure.
Then they can feel free to do so. Let me ask you this for the future, John, and we can end on this note. Where do you see yourself in, like, say, 5 or 10 years? Where do you see yourself with your music?
That's hard to say, because I'm having a hard time getting venues to back me up and let me play their venues. I do have about 55 or 60 songs of mine on the streaming sites like Spotify and the other streaming sites. So my songs are out there. If people want to listen to them, just go to one of the music streaming sites. So in 5 or 10 years, I hope to be actually playing gigs out and about. Hoping that the owners of these venues will kind of give me a chance. Up till now, they really haven't, because every time I get a gig booked, it gets canceled. So in 5 or 10 years, I hope to be doing some live shows.
Well, I hope you get I hope you get those opportunities too, my friend. I hope so. I hope you get a chance to strike out and do your thing. I hope that people read the book. I hope they get new eyes on what your story is. And there it is right there. John's holding it up right there. Name of the book is John Hinckley Jr., Who I Really Am. I encourage you guys to go read it right now. It is co-written along with Jason Norman. John Hinckley Jr., I want to thank you so much for being with me today.
Well, thank you very much. Nice talking to you.
It's great talking with you. It's time now, folks, for us to lighten it up a little bit. Let's bring in Jessica Freeberg. It's time now for Dumb Crimes and Stupid Criminals.
It's Crayon News story time.
What happened with this dude, Christ Bearer? I heard he cut his penis off and then jumped off a balcony.
Suspect pulls gun from butt, shoots twice at Denver police.
What is your emergency?
I need help.
And what's the problem?
I'm too high.
You're too high?
Yeah.
It's that time again. The time you've all been looking forward to. It's time for Dumb Crimes and Stupid Criminals. And with that, I need a co-hostess. And so, on this Border Battle Monday, on this day where we've vaingloriously went out and taken an easy victory as a Vikings fan. Yes, our first string has gone out and beaten a bunch of third stringers. Oh, we almost had a shutout. I'm not going to gloat much more because it was the stupidest win in Viking history. Yes, on this day where I smile from ear to ear, I go out and I reach out across the Twin Cities and I reach out for the Eater of Worlds, the Destroyer of Charts, the one, the only, the affable, the lovable, the beautiful, the one who makes Bender over at that place over there in the East say, please, no more. I have children I've not seen for weeks because you've made me work too hard putting you at number 1 on our charts. Please, please go easy on me in 2026. Please. Miss Jessica Freeberg, please, please, please. I just want 1 8-hour block to sleep. Please, please, please be kind.
Nope.
See, I knew it. Go get him, kid. What is it? 5, 10 books this year? 15?
No.
No.
Oh, just 3.
3. Okay, 3.
Yeah.
I digress.
Cutting back a little bit.
Cutting back a little. Yeah, taking a little rest.
Yeah. Taking a little breather.
Taking a little breather.
Oh my gosh. I have to tell you, I listened to the show from Wednesday and you guys were cracking me up. I was so freaking sad that I was stuck in an airport and I didn't get to be there for the fun.
Was it all the F words? Was it?
It was just everything.
I think it was all the Tourette's going around that.
Yeah, there were. I was laughing because I really try not to swear in the first half because it's safe for work.
Yeah. Yes. Well, we got a little carried away. Actually, it was Travis that got carried away. I
can see that. We can blame Travis. You guys were funny though. Oh my gosh.
If we ever do return to radio, I think Travis is gonna have his own bleep button.
That was my biggest fear when we were doing it on the radio because I was like, oh my gosh, if I swear, I think I remember you telling me you had so many seconds where you could dump
7
it.
seconds. Yep.
And I'm not a big swearer anyways, but you know, like when you can't do something, you're going to do it.
Oh yeah. And I came up with creative ways of saying things on air so you could avoid, because you have the seven deadlies, right? That you gotta avoid. And I've done a pretty good job with podcasting of not, breaking out into.
You're pretty clean.
Yeah, pretty clean.
Then we get to the end part, and we're supposed to be a little bit naughty,
right? And then you just let loose, right? Even then, and not safe for work, I think I'm pretty good. But Travis, no, he swears like a serviceman. That's for sure. Yeah.
It was funny. So and the funniest was, well, it was all very funny, but when you guys got to the predictions and like my predictions were so like, there will be peace on earth. And you guys were like, war everywhere.
War, death, destruction. Woo! Yeah, we were
We're going to die.
We're all gonna die. We're 2026. Let's go get it. Yeah. Yeah, it was
You
quite-
guys are probably more right than me, but I'm still going to try to see the world through my rose-colored glasses.
That's okay. No, you know what? We need positive Pollyanna in this world. Although
I'm manifesting it. I'm just manifesting world peace.
that's good. That's good. We need that. I tried to do it. But then I take a look at the world around me and go, oh shit, here we go. See, I'm already doing it. Yeah, but yeah.
It was a good show, though. That was fun.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. So there you go, folks. For the people who've been asking me repeatedly, where's Beer City Bruiser? He was on last Thursday's show.
There he was. Oh,
And
if you missed it, you can still listen.
That's right. If you missed it, you can still listen. But yeah, it was so good having him on. It was a nice surprise. So it was a wonderful, wonderful surprise. So
It was a good one.
yeah. And again, folks, if you are in the North Carolina area, you can catch him at AML Wrestling. If you want to be trained by him, I believe it's amlwrestling.com. So, yeah. And boy, he has a lot of students. It's like 27 to 30 students or something like that right now.
If I was closer, I would totally be getting trained. Watch out, world.
Really? You trained to wrestle? Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck
Can
yeah.
you imagine?
Yeah, I can actually.
That would be so fun.
Yeah, I think you'd whoop some ass. Poor Bender, he'd probably hide under his desk. Probably never come out.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time being cheerful and happy and smiling. You just get me in a ring and just let me loose, man.
See, you would have a WWE job in about 3 months because you'd constantly be smiling. They're looking for that on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be.
And then I'm just a raging psycho.
Well, if you add that to your character, then 2 months. Yeah, if you get the smiling, raging psycho. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. What would your ring name be?
Oh, man. You have to give me one. I have no idea.
I don't know. I think Psycho Mary's already been taken. So yeah. Oh, Bloody Mary would be fun, wouldn't it?
Ooh, Bloody Mary would be so cool.
There you go. You could do
It's
the
one of my favorite legends.
There you go. So you could take Bloody Mary. That'd be fun. Yeah. All right, it's official. We're gonna send you off to be trained by a bruiser.
Let's go.
There you go. We got a big show today, Jess. I'll tell you this much, and then you're off for training. But boy, do we have some big stuff today. Lots of stories, and I tell you what, are not safe for work. We're going to tie into the new year. There's a lot of New Year's threads here. We might even have a few stray Christmas crimes in here. Stray Christmas stories in here because people just can't get enough of Christmas, I guess. I am noticing this. A lot of people enjoyed our Christmas programming.
Did they?
Yeah.
The one where we read the stories?
Yeah. The Christmas
Aw.
programming was pretty big this year. And
I'm so glad.
and they liked the Christmas crimes too. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it was good.
It sounds sick, but Christmas crimes are kind of fun.
Kind of, yes. Committed in the name of Holly Jolly. Yeah.
Yeah. My friends are all like, we're watching Hallmark Christmas movies. And I'm like, I'm watching Homicide for the Holidays on the ID channel.
Yeah, because that's kind of cool, right? But lots of crimes to tie into the new year, including this first one, Jess. A woman set Walmart baby cribs ablaze with camping fuel as the store was full of customers on New Year's Eve.
Wow.
Kind of like her own little baby crib menorah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making a little campfire.
Yeah, that's right. Causing $5 million worth of damage.
5 million?
Hey, baby cribs ain't cheap.
Well, that is true.
Yeah.
That fire must have spread, though.
Oh, yeah. Big time. The Walmart is in Woodstock, Illinois. An Illinois woman is accused of pouring camping fuel on multiple baby cribs inside a Walmart and lighting them ablaze while the store was packed with patrons. That ain't too dangerous. The woman's only 21 years old. Her name is Adeline Monette. She's been charged with
Such a
aggravated
beautiful name.
for such an arsonist. I know,
Yeah.
right? Adeline Monette. She's been charged with aggravated arson, according to the McHenry County State Attorney's Office. A judge denied her pretrial release after she appeared in court last Friday. On Wednesday, New Year's Eve, about 7:20 p.m., the suspect entered the Walmart located at 1275 Lake Avenue in Woodstock. According to authorities, she then proceeded to the camping equipment aisle, because who doesn't go camping in the middle of winter in Woodstock, Illinois, right?
Burr.
Yeah. Well, winter camping, it's fun.
It's a thing.
You don't sweat to death in the middle of winter in Illinois. I've camped in the fall, never in winter.
Yeah. We used to love to go camping. Then we had kids.
Yeah. And then
it was less fun with kids.
Then it becomes a chore. Monette allegedly removed a can of camping fuel, put it in a shopping cart, and then moved to the baby infant section of the store, which are not related at all. She then returned to the camping aisle, obtained a second can of camping fuel, and returned to where she had left the cart, with all of these actions being captured by surveillance footage. Monette is then seen pouring the fuel on multiple cribs because baby needs to keep warm, setting them on fire, and then leaving the store. The Woodstock Police Department said, noting the defendant allegedly used matches to light the blaze. I wonder if she paid for those matches or if she took those as well from the camping department.
I mean, why buy things when it's just right there?
That's right. That's what the store's for, right? Officers were called to the scene and identified the suspect through her vehicle registration because, why take your own car to the store and commit this crime? Because it's easier that way to identify you. Why didn't she take a different car? I can never figure criminals out with crime.
I mean, not the ones that we talk about, Tim.
Right. Yeah. I mean, why
would
would
make a lot of decisions that make very little sense?
Why wouldn't you rent a car, go and do this, and then drive away? Or steal a car, go in, do this, and then drive away?
Anything.
Yeah. As firefighters arrived, they found the store being evacuated, according to a criminal complaint obtained by the Lake and McHenry County scanner. Managers believe the fire caused more than $5 million in damage, both a loss in merchandise and damages to the store. The building's automatic sprinkler system allegedly put out the fire, which is in the back of the Walmart. The store is currently listed as temporarily closed, which is the first time in history that a Walmart has prematurely closed. Surprise, surprise. Despite there being a full store of customers when this arson was committed, we are grateful for the swift actions of Walmart staff, Woodstock Fire Department, and the Woodstock Police Department that ensured everyone's safety so that no customers or staff were hurt, said McHenry County State Attorney Randy Freeze, which sounds like a Batman villain, Randy Freeze.
All the names in this story are like straight out of a comic book or something.
They are. During her court appearance on Friday, Monette was revealed to have a pending criminal charge of arson out of Colorado. Not her first time.
Oh, she just likes to set fires.
Yeah, she's a little firebug. For which she was placed on supervised release pending trial. So she's on supervised release from another state, and she's in Illinois lighting more fires.
Ooh, they should have kept her.
Yeah.
They should have hung on to that one.
They should have probably kept her in a cell. A possible motive for the most recent case out of Illinois remains unclear. Monette is scheduled to return to court here, believe it or not, tomorrow. So,
I think the motive might just be that she's a pyromaniac.
There's that. Yeah.
She just likes to watch stuff burn.
Yeah, she loves to watch the world burn. Although
it's fun to watch things burn, though. Have you ever, when we were kids, we had out on the farm, we would burn our trash, which I don't think you should do anymore. But back in the 80s, you didn't know. So we would always put all the stuff, and I would just stand there and watch it. All the plastic burned different than the paper.
Yeah.
The fabric burned differently.
You know how fast junk mail goes up?
Pretty quick.
Pretty quick. Yeah. I used to love to do that as a kid. But, don't tell the U.S. Postal Service. Look at you with the
your
uncomfortable.
secret's safe.
Yeah. Well, between us and a few million listeners. Yikes. Closer to home, I have a picture of a man here who thinks it's fun to... By the way, the Mall of America has never been safe. I don't know what people tell you, but this guy right here was roaming around the Mall of America.
When was he there? I was just there on Saturday.
Well, it's not safe, Jess.
I know it. I think that every time we go, and I tell my daughter, either we're going to get hit by a car trying to get in the Mall of America because people drive like lunatics in the parking lot, or we're going to get, kidnapped and sex trafficked out of the mall.
Well, there's that too, or hit by this guy. Yeah, because that's what he was doing in the Mall of America.
He was just hitting people?
Yes, it's part of a TikTok challenge.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
To randomly go up and punch people.
Why?
Because the world makes no sense, Jess.
I love TikTok and I hate it. It's such brain rot. And then you hear stuff like this and you're like, our brains literally have rotted. We think that makes sense.
Yeah. And it's like, what was the old slogan? Mall of America, run for your life, or whatever it was. Remember they used to sing the song? There's a place to run for your life, Mall of America. That deal?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Now the Mall of America is going to sue me. A man has attacked a homeless woman for a TikTok video. A 46-year-old victim was assaulted inside the Mall of America. According to them, an 18-year-old Minnesota man is charged with punching a homeless woman in the face at the Mall of America and committed the unprovoked assault for a TikTok video. Investigators allege that Cleve Brown approached the 46-year-old victim while she was at a water fountain.
Dang, I couldn't even punch someone in the face if I was mad at them. Can you imagine just randomly punching someone in the face for literally no reason?
Right. And just and you know where the water fountains are, right? Right by the bathrooms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just boom, while she was at a water fountain.
Oh, poor lady.
Mall security video recorded Brown punching the woman in the back of the head, causing her to fall to the ground. So he had to have punched down while she was drinking, and she had to have hit the water fountain and then hit the ground. Yeah. It is unknown if she lost consciousness or not, the cops said. Now, keep in mind, folks, for those of you who aren't in Minnesota, the Bloomington Police Department has a police station inside the Mall of America. It literally takes them a minute to respond.
Oh, yeah. And they're like walking around in there. We saw one the other day when he was there with his like drug dog. He was like walking, and the dog was like walking up to people, sniffing them. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, they have a drug and gang unit inside the Mall of America now. A Bloomington Police Department report noted that security officials identified the victim as possibly mentally disabled and that the assault was bad. That's in quotes. The assault was bad. Brown and a group of unknown males fled the mall after the attack, but were tracked to a 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee and detained. Cleve later told mall security that they did that for a TikTok video. Brown explained to police that he tends to vlog, and that was why he was wearing a portable microphone on his person when he was arrested. Brown was charged with felony assault and disorderly conduct, a misdemeanor for the December 16th mall incident. So Merry Christmas. The St. Paul resident was also arrested on an outstanding warrant charging him with trespass and fleeing police. So not his first time doing this, obviously. Brown also has a pending case for theft and obstruction. So, nice guy. Yeah.
Well, I really think, Tim, like these social media platforms where people are doing things like this, these ridiculous challenges that hurt people or hurt themselves, they should be held accountable for letting that stuff go online. Like there should be some way of monitoring that and making sure that doesn't go live and those accounts get shut down. I mean, Facebook shuts people's accounts down for just stating their opinions sometime.
Yeah.
So why can't we shut stuff down when it's like actually hurting people?
Oh, I agree with you. I mean, if you see a video like that online, I think if you report it, I think you should be retroactively arrested and brought in and prosecuted.
I agree.
Yeah, why not?
We should start a new unit at the police station, you and I, going after the social media criminals.
Yeah, the TikTok challenge police.
SMU.
SMU.
Social media unit.
The social media unit. Dun, dun.
Dun, dun.
We're now a new Law and Order show.
Heck yeah. Boy, if we could get that, we'd be on TV for like 20 years. Those shows never stop.
Could you see how boring that would be? It would just be us in front of monitors watching for 40 minutes. And then the last 2 minutes would be the court trial.
Yep.
What do you think, Jess? Should we go pick them up?
Just us doom scrolling on our
Yep,
phones.
doom scrolling on our phones. Hey, Jess, I found one. Where are they? Around the corner. Should we go get them? Yeah. Dun dun. Then you hear.
And I'm like, wait, Tim, did you see this new protein bowl recipe?
Damn it, dick pills again. Dun dun. Yeah. And then, oh wait, I got one. Where are they? Around the corner. Dun dun.
Yep. I love it. I would watch it.
Yeah.
I would binge it.
Are we gonna go get this one? I don't know. He's punching guys in the back of the head. We'll get him next week. Dun dun. Yeah. It's it would just be the most boring Law and Order.
It's
ever.
an idea. I didn't say it was a great idea. But
It's they end up airing on like a channel like Ovation. It's not on the main NBC platform. It's like in the back of Peacock somewhere.
it's some obscure free streaming service that nobody even knows exists.
It's like the last page of Peacock in Law and
Yeah.
Order. You know,
The newest Tubi original.
the the promos are like, coming up on the cock, it's Law and Order SMU social media unit. And then, yeah. Did we find him? Not yet. Hold on. Oh, I love this cat video. Yes. Oh, look at little Mittens. Yeah. Yep, most boring show ever on the cock. I love calling Peacock the cock.
Hey, as long as we get the dun-dun after
Yeah.
a few things, I
Dun-dun.
think people would be,
Yeah.
they'd be like, oh, the dun-dun, it must be
The dun-dun. It must be official.
good.
Yeah, it must be a good show. Yeah.
I'm transfixed.
Yeah. What are they going to do next? I don't know, but the dun-dun's coming up. I still think to this day that's the only reason I watch Law and Order.
Yeah, I do love it.
Yeah. Just for the dun-dun. And I yell it out before it even happens. Do you do that? Do you anticipate the dun-dun?
You're a premature dun-dunner.
I am a premature dun-dunner. I sit in front of the TV and go, dun-dun! And then before it actually happens.
And intern Yoko is like, too soon.
Too soon, stop it! And I'm like, dun-dun! Sometimes I'll just, in the house, it's not even on.
Yeah, you're just walking around,
Yeah. I'll walk around.
making a bagel. Dun-dun.
What I'll do is I'll peek my head out the door when the squirrels are stealing their little seeds and eating. I'll go, dun-dun! You criminal! And they'll be like, what? I'm just eating. I'm like, no, you're stealing and you're breaking the law. Dun-dun!
I feel like we've gone off the rails.
Oh, we have. Yeah, we need to get back to our stories. But it's so habit forming. Mm-hmm. Speaking of habit forming, do you remember when Bruce Hornsby was a thing? Boy, I'm really going back now.
Why? I don't know. I might have to Google that while you're talking.
Bruce Hornsby, Mandolin Rain. What was the other one he had? What's the one that Tupac sampled? Boy, I'm really getting back there now.
Oh, man.
Oh God, that's the way it is. Some things will never change.
Oh, yeah.
Bruce Hornsby, right?
Okay. I know who you're talking about now.
Bruce Hornsby had a song called Mandolin Rain, which I believe was also redone by several country artists. I believe now he's stealing mandolins for a living.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a thief?
He's a thief now. A man who stole mandolins from a New Jersey store returned them with a note saying, "Sorry, I've been drunk." So I think that's probably Bruce Hornsby.
Yeah, thank you for the explanation. All is forgiven.
Yeah, you're okay then. You're good.
What you do when you're drunk doesn't count.
Yeah, well, you're good. We go to Teaneck, New Jersey. There's an unexpected new development in the case of two musical instruments stolen from a store in New Jersey. The man who took the instruments returned them with a note. It said, "Sorry, I've been drunk. Merry Christmas. And you are good, man." By the way, both instruments are mandolins. He had to take not one, but two.
What an interesting thing to steal when you're drunk.
I'm going straight for the electric guitar. I don't know why a mandolin. Probably because it's portable.
Same. I would be all about the electric guitar.
Yeah, but mandolins are portable. They're small. You can carry them when you're drunk, and they're still
Maybe a little electric keyboard. I might take that.
Oh yeah, yeah, or an electric drum pad. That'd be fun. Because
a mandolin.
When you're drunk, you want to.
Yeah, you want to bang on something.
Yeah, that's what she said. But right? You want to. Yeah, everybody wants to be Phil Collins and scream in the air tonight when they're drunk.
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah.
But mandolin?
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking it's Bruce Hornsby, because he's the only one who wants to sing Mandolin Rain, and that's what you need, a mandolin for Mandolin Rain. That's
akin to stealing a flute.
Well, that's more American Pie territory. Yeah, I don't know. The man took them from the store in Teaneck on Monday. Security camera video showed him putting the instruments inside his jacket before slipping out of the store. See, that explains it. It's small enough to put in his jacket.
Yeah. Good that he didn't stick it down his pants. That would have been weird.
Oh, poof. Or maybe not. Maybe he's got enough.
Is that a mandolin in your pants, or are you just happy to see me?
Right. And stop strumming it, sir. You're in public. Yeah. That's the other part of that. So, all right. Our next story. Sometimes we like to talk about speeders on the show and how high they can get, so to speak. This teen in Florida, yes, we're going to Florida for the first time in this program, reached 154 miles per hour on I-4 in Hillsborough County.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's like your skin's blowing back fast.
Yeah, you're going that fast. And funny enough, he did it in a 1979 Ford Pinto. So congratulations.
Stop. Pinto?
No, kidding.
Oh. I can so relate to this story. That was the first car I drove.
I just wanted to see the look on your face when I said that. No.
I don't even know. I would think that would fall apart when you got to like 75.
55.
Yeah. It's being generous.
Yeah. No, this kid was driving something a lot more souped up than that. The Florida Highway Patrol and Ford itself wants to know how he got to 150 miles per hour. The Florida Highway Patrol says a teen was arrested Sunday after he was speeding at more than 150 miles per hour on wet roads along Interstate 4 in Hillsborough County. Troopers say that Sergio Rayo Calles, who's 19 years old, was weaving through traffic without signaling while traveling eastbound on I-4 in a Ford Mustang. Yes, he wasn't a Ford, but it wasn't a Pinto.
Mustangs are a little different than Pintos.
Yeah, they got a little more under the hood. When a trooper initially got behind Rayo's Calles' vehicle to pull him over, the teen accelerated even faster, reaching 154 miles per hour, to which the cop said, holy shit, all right, fine. Rayo Calles of Plant City pulled over after the trooper flashed their emergency lights and sirens. The teen faces charges of reckless driving and dangerous excessive speeds under Florida's new super speeder law. Rayo Calles was taken to the Hillsborough County Jail. He was then contacted by NASCAR and asked if he wanted a job because 154 miles per hour, holy cow, that's impressive. Let's face it.
That is.
Yeah,
and he wasn't even on a racetrack. Imagine what he could do if you let him loose on a racetrack.
Right. I mean,
with a pit crew.
Yeah. He could do some damage. Might win some prizes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Impressive kid. That's all I got to say. And he didn't even lose control.
I mean, I'm losing control just thinking about it. I don't know how you go that fast.
Right?
It's scary.
I mean, I made a little over 100 with my grandpa in the side seat in a Grand Prix. And he was like, and then I thought that was fast. I thought, woo, yeah.
That is fast.
And he said, never again or I'll kick your ass. And that was enough for me. But that kid, woo. That's all I'm saying. Some people like to steal cars, right? Some people will steal unusual cars. Some people will steal a different car, and you'll go, why on earth would you ever want to steal that? right? Some people like to steal electricity, right? Some people steal electricity because they like to grow weed, right? And some people steal cable because free TV is fun.
Right.
And then some people like to steal utility trucks with cable workers still inside them.
Whoa, that's kidnapping.
Well, because the cable guy knows how to get you free cable, right? Because not all of us are handy.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't hook up with a cable and all of that. You need the guy.
That's right. You need the guy.
Makes sense.
That's what happened in Blair County, Pennsylvania. Altoona police say a local man is behind bars after he allegedly threatened a utility worker and attempted to steal his truck, with the victim still inside the bucket.
He's in the bucket. Like,
yeah,
what are you going to do if you're in the bucket?
You're going to drive him to your house. You can get him outside the utility pole and tell him, fix me up with free TV.
Yeah, you sure can't get out of that if you're up there and someone starts driving away.
That's right. And then
going along for the ride.
You know what you do when you get the free TV? You go inside, you relax, you watch the TV, and you leave him up there to do whatever. Or maybe you just drive a few feet away from the pole so he can't change your free TV.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's got to find his way down. It's genius. There's no opposition on the genius switch, Jess.
No. You just have to learn how to repel.
Well, he's handy. He can find his way down, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Authorities say on Monday evening, 41-year-old Dwight Gray Jr., who's not the brightest bulb on the tree, allegedly approached the worker's vehicle in the area of 11th Street and 15th Avenue and attempted to rob the victim. Police say Gray reportedly instructed the victim to exit the bucket and empty his pockets. When the worker refused, police say Gray allegedly threatened the man and told him that he would empty the clip on him. That's brave. Officers say that is when Gray then reportedly tried to enter the truck and drive away, with the worker still suspended midair in the bucket. So he didn't give him his wallet, so he was just going to drive away with him in the bucket. That's a fun ride, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a scary ride. I would not like that.
That is a scary ride. Investigators say Gray was unable to move the truck because it doesn't move in that mode. I don't know why this guy wouldn't figure that out. It's a safety thing.
They have parameters set, so it doesn't go when the bucket's up. Well, that makes sense.
Right. And then allegedly proceeded to climb approximately halfway up the bucket before descending back to the ground and fleeing in an SUV. Police say officers later located Gray's vehicle and attempted a traffic stop. While doing so, police say Gray reportedly exited his vehicle and approached the officers while making claims of harassment. I don't understand that move either. Officials say Gray was found to be under the influence. And was taken into custody without further incident, according to online.
Everything that didn't make sense makes sense now.
Yes, alcohol, the perfect mixture for not making sense. According to online records, he is jailed on a variety of charges headlined by felonies and aggravated assault, terroristic threats, and reckless endangerment.
Yeah. I feel like if you want to steal someone's wallet, there are easier targets than somebody who's in the air that you can't reach.
Right. Come down and give me your wallet. I'm
going to try to climb up to you.
I'll come up there and get it. Right.
Can you imagine the guy in the bucket just looking down and I'm like, seriously, man.
Come on up. See, I thought it would be something more innocent, like fix me up with free cable. I mean, that'd be fun. Yeah. That
makes more sense somehow than this, but.
Right. But, well, who knows? You know, it can't be dumb crime, stupid criminals without a dumb airplane criminal story, can it?
Oh, yeah.
We love our dumb airplane crimes.
Oh, we do.
This one might be the dooziest of doozies. A passenger was fined $25,500 for bad behavior on a flight, and it's only the beginning, Jess.
Oh, that's a hefty price tag.
Yeah, when a flight costs you $25,000, you know you've effed up.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I mean, I hate just paying the regular ticket price. That's too much for me.
I hate paying for baggage, but you got to do it. Yeah.
You know, our bag was over by 4 pounds, our check bag, on the way home from Florida.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, I'm not paying $100 for this bag.
$100?
Yeah, $100 for 4 pounds. So I had to I took out 2 pairs of my son's jeans and that brought it down. I was like, how freaking heavy is denim?
What? 2
I had
pairs?
to carry his denim jeans in my backpack.
A pair of his jeans was 2 pounds?
Yeah. How crazy is that?
What's he carrying in his jeans? Lead weights?
I mean, maybe they're just really dirty.
Wow.
Full of dirt and dead skin. I don't know.
I guess. Ew, thanks for that.
Rocks in his pocket. Who
Thanks for that-
knows?
Thanks for that picture. That was quite graphic. Dead skin and rocks and
Seashells.
seashells.
Few bones. Bones he picked up on the side of the road.
Bones that were left behind by serial killers.
He's a weird dude. What can I say? I'm kidding.
He brought back half of Florida with him.
Yeah. But the lady said if you can get it down to 52 pounds, then I won't charge you $100. So I was like, all right, I'm in. I'm finding something I can take out of here. So 2 pairs of jeans brought it down
So
2 pounds.
what did you do with the jeans? Did you put them in your carry-on?
I put them in my backpack. Yeah. I was just strolling around with 2 pairs of jeans in my backpack. My backpack was overflowing.
Oh my God.
It was ridiculous. But
That's crazy. It's funny, but it's crazy.
yeah. Anyway, what did this crazy person do?
I would have made your son wear those 2 pairs of jeans. One over
I
the
should
other.
have. That would have been good parenting.
Yeah. Just see, these are the consequences of your actions.
Put on all the clothes that made our bag too heavy.
That's right. And wear them on the plane and be uncomfortable. That's what I would have done. This is what you get for overpacking. All right, here's the story. Air travel is one of the great connectors of modern life, but lately it's also become a stage for some of the most intense personal confrontations imaginable, and airlines and regulators are finally saying enough. A recent case, by the way, I'm going to go on a side note here. Did you see what our travel secretary has said now that we need to start doing?
No.
We need to start dressing up on flights.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you
Okay.
see this? They released a video saying maybe we'd be more civilized if we dressed up for flights, which I thought was pretty funny.
Oh, I don't think that's going to solve anything. But I do have a beautiful dress that I have no reason to wear with a train and everything.
Oh, there you go. You
I'm going to wear that next time I go on the plane.
yeah, there you go. Bunch that up when sitting in an uncomfortable seat that they've taken down by inches in the last decade or so.
Well, that's just the thing. They've made planes. We used to dress up on planes, but planes were more comfortable, I think. Like they
Right.
weren't cramming so many people in.
Right. It used to be they were somewhat spacious and they were luxurious and they served you meals.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it was.
Now they give you the tiniest little bag of Sun Chips. It's so little. It doesn't even count.
Yeah. And on a lot of shorter flights, there's not even complimentary drink service anymore.
I've been noticing on Delta that they give some people coffee mid-flight, but not everyone.
That's right.
I never get. They walk right past me. I'm like, well, what? Who do I have to sleep with to get the coffee? Or who does my husband have to sleep with? I mean, whatever it takes.
I'll sacrifice him. Yeah. Yeah. What do we got to do for creamer too? I mean, does he have to stoop over for the creamer?
Tell us what the rules are, but we never get offered anything.
Yeah. Yikes. Well, should have looked at the booking before you booked the ticket. He'll do whatever, but we want the coffee.
Where's the box I check that my husband is game for anything? As long as his wife gets coffee. Oh, that poor guy.
He'll play for refreshments. What
God bless him being married to me.
Oh, remind me never to check that box. By the way,
Yoko's going to check it for you. That's what we do.
You got to moisten his lips before you go in, though. That's all I ask.
I'm going to give you this container of lube. Don't ask why.
But Mama's going to be caffeinated throughout the trip. It's going to be great. Woo! Where were we? Oh, yes. A recent case. where a passenger was fined $25,500 for disruptive behavior aboard a flight, has captured widespread attention and served as a stark warning to travelers everywhere. What once might have earned nothing more than a stern admonition, that too, from a flight attendant, can now come with a 5-figure penalty and increasingly long-lasting consequences. This is not a one-off news cycle. It reflects a broader industry shift towards zero tolerance for unruly conduct, backed by enforcement tools that carry real financial and travel consequences. What am I talking about? Well, here's the $25,500 fine that got everyone talking. In reporting from travel industry outlets, a passenger on Frontier Airlines and a flight there was fined $25,500 after allegedly engaging in multiple instances of disruptive behavior during a flight. The incident involved a passenger whose behavior escalated dramatically during the flight. The individual allegedly became disruptive by shouting at those around her, refusing to follow crew instructions, and behaving in a way that interfered with the safe operation of the aircraft. Crew members attempted to de-escalate the situation, but the passenger continued to act out, prompting further intervention. At one point, the passenger reportedly isolated herself in the aircraft restroom and ignored repeated attempts by the crew to restore order. Her continued refusal to cooperate, along with aggressive and obscene gestures towards staff. Oh, that's always fun. Could you come over here and serve me coffee with the double bird?
Yeah.
That won't work. Ultimately led to formal action being taken. According to the article, authorities determined that the conduct significantly violated air travel rules intended to protect flight crew and other passengers. The fine came as a part of broader enforcement effort by U.S. authorities aimed at combating what they call unruly passenger behavior, conduct that interferes with crew duties, threatens safety, or disrupts the normal operation of a flight. Now, U.S. regulators have long made it clear that passengers who interfere with flight crew or refuse safety instructions can face penalties, and those penalties have been increasing in both frequency and severity. So why is it happening? Well, while some high-profile viral videos make air rage seem like isolated moments of bad behavior, regulators and airlines say the pattern is real and persistent. In the U.S., the FAA and Transportation Security Administration, or TSA, are both authorized to impose penalties on passengers whose conduct threatens safety or interferes with crew duties. The FAA's so-called zero-tolerance policy for unruly air passengers has been a permanent policy since the pandemic era, and it explicitly enables authorities to pursue civil penalties for conduct that disrupts the safe operation of aircraft. So even before the Frontier case, Reuters documented that the FAA had proposed record fines for passenger misconduct. So get this. For example, a fine nearly $82,000 for a passenger who allegedly assaulted a crew member was issued, and another fine of more than $75,000 for a passenger who bit a fellow traveler was also issued.
Wow, that is crazy.
So behave yourselves, kids, when you're on the plane. Otherwise, you're looking at 5-figure fines.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of like it. I don't like people being assholes on the airplane.
Oh, I don't either.
So fine them up.
Fine them up. So here's. I'll leave it with this. This is what constitutes what can get you a fine on a plane, so that you know. According to FAA guidance and federal aviation rules, passengers may be subject to enforcement action if you do this, the following: refuse to follow crew safety instructions, as in buckle your seatbelts or switch off your devices. Yes, if you don't switch off your phone or buckle your seatbelt, you're getting a fine.
Fair.
Right?
Do what you're told.
If you verbally abuse or intimidate crew or other passengers. So yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Thank you. Please. Those are all proper. In fact, I read an article today about how they like, if you say please and thank you, just basic manners, which people don't do anymore. Believe it or not, you butter them up. They like that. They'll help you more.
Yeah.
That's insane. Interfere with the duties or movements of flight attendants. That will get you a fine. Fail to remain seated during critical phases of flight. engage in physically aggressive or threatening behavior, or refuse to comply with lawful crew orders. That will all get you a fine. Now, the article I was reading about what will butter up flight attendants, believe it or not, when the seatbelt sign goes on, if you buckle your seatbelt right away, they'll pay more attention to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just a little click. That's all it takes.
A little click. That's it.
I can do that.
Yeah. Please and thank you. And believe it or not, I thought this was kind of funny. Little gift bags or Starbucks gift cards or whatever. If you grease the palm a little bit, because they do these 14-hour days.
Yeah, that's actually a sweet idea because they are stuck in the airport and there's always Starbucks in the airport.
That's right. That will get their attention and get you extra attention as well. Just a little something.
And it just gives you good karma points.
Yeah. But
just be nice.
They will be all over you like flies on shit. There you go. So
will I get 2 of the little Sun Chips bags instead of just one?
Yeah, you will. You'll get extra goodies and all that. So
I want the Sun Chips and the cookie. I want both.
You know, I'm always extra nice anyways. Look at me, Mr. Kiss Ass. But I'm always nice and cheerful or whatever to
yeah, you're just kind.
Helping me. You know, it's just common courtesy. But I've always gotten an extra cookie or whatever from whoever's helping me.
Yeah. I always tell my kids, just smile and ask nicely to have all 3 of the options.
Yeah, and I always say please and thank you, and
yeah,
and it never fails. They've always asked me, "Hey, you want another one?" I'm like, "Yeah, thank you. You made my day. Appreciate it." And they're like, "Oh, I made your day." And they're like, "Oh." But they do. It makes my day when I get an extra cookie.
It feels good to be kind to people, and it feels good to make people happy.
Yeah. So it takes nothing. It takes nothing just to, be nice to somebody. So it's, I don't understand people who throw a fit, especially on airplanes. Doesn't make sense.
I don't. People are just unhappy and they just take it out on others. Yeah. I've always thought that when I worked in retail, it happened all the time. People would come in and they just hated life or hated the world or had a bad day. And it was like they were mean to the person checking them out. It's like, why? They're probably like 19 years old getting paid. Back then, it was probably like $6.25 an hour.
Yeah.
Like, give them some slack.
Yeah, exactly.
Be nice.
Yep. Our next story has to do with a retired cop accusing of threatening a 75-year-old PCSO volunteer officer over a parking violation.
Oh, that got serious.
Yeah, it did in a hurry. Our old friend Sheriff Grady Judd is in with the press release from Lakeland, Florida. He issued this press release. I know. It seems like he's in the news once a week.
I just feel like we need a T-shirt with his name and face on it.
I know, right? Grady Judd had this to say. He's very colorful when he issues his press release. A retired law enforcement officer is facing charges after deputies say he threatened a 75-year-old Polk County Sheriff's Officer volunteer officer while being issued a parking citation in Lakeland, Florida. According to PCSO, on Tuesday, a volunteer service officer with PCSO was at a Publix. Yes, that famous grocery store with the sandwiches, Jess. On County Road 540A, when they noticed a vehicle parked in a fire lane with a posted no parking sign. The vehicle was empty but still running with its emergency lights on. About 15 minutes later, 60-year-old Marcus Baker left the store and was loading groceries into the vehicle. When the volunteer officer approached Baker and asked for his driver's license, deputies say Baker initially refused before complying. Baker gave the officer multiple explanations for the illegal parking, including not feeling well, having a sick dog, and having diabetes. He repeatedly told the officer he was a former law enforcement officer, having worked as a Polk County deputy sheriff from 1995 to 2005. Baker also worked as a police officer at the Lakeland Police Department and retired in 2021. What that's got to do with you parking illegally, I don't know. But hey, he's a former cop, so why not, right? Who knows? Baker did not have a state-issued handicap placard, and there were plenty of empty parking spaces in the parking lot, PCSO said. So, you could have parked in one of those. After being issued a traffic citation, Baker became upset, yelling and threatening to harm the officer. and also threatened to follow him home and track him, which is little extreme to be saying to this officer, right? By the way, here's a picture of Mr. Marcus Baker right here, looking as tough as he could ever look.
Oh, Marcus.
Oh, Marcus.
Is it really worth it?
Yeah, you don't have to be all bullyish, right? I mean, if you just would have parked in the right spot and taken your groceries out, you would have been fine. Well,
park far away and get a little exercise.
That's right.
It's Florida. It's freaking beautiful.
That's right. Especially this time of year, right?
Yeah. I can see like wanting a closer spot when you're in Minnesota, but you still shouldn't take one. But man, if you're in Florida, sun's shining,
that's
walk.
Right. Yeah, it can't be more than 70 degrees out. I mean, it's got to be beautiful. Well, the volunteer officer contacted deputies for assistance. Baker returned to his vehicle, made a U-turn, and slowly drove past the marked PCSO patrol car in what deputies described as an intimidating manner. Baker then stopped behind the patrol vehicle before making another U-turn and leaving the scene. Witnesses told deputies that they heard yelling and described Baker as aggressive and confrontational. The witness said she had seen Baker park in the fire lane before on several occasions. So it's not the first time he's done it. Baker told deputies that he had been in an argument, but he initially denied parking in the fire lane or making threats. He later admitted to parking illegally and said he couldn't remember what he had said during the confrontation. Grady Judd went on to say, "We expect our law enforcement officers and retired law enforcement officers to set a proper example through their lawful and appropriate behavior. He set the wrong example. We set the right example by holding him accountable." Baker was arrested at his home, so they just showed up and said, "Guess what? We're taking you in." You can't do that. You can't do that. He faces charges of threat to a public servant and assault on a law enforcement officer. Baker started at the Polk County Sheriff's Office. He then went to Lakeland Police Department. Then he retired. Now he's back at the Sheriff's Office in the county jail as an inmate. "Shame on you, Marcus," said Grady Judd. Grady giving us 2 cents.
Shame on you.
Shame on you, Grady Judd. That's what he had to say. This next story was sent in by one of our listeners. By the way, if you have a story to send along to us, you can send it to me at tim@darknessradio.com. A police chief's lit cigarette set a nursing home on fire.
Oh, no.
That's probably not the objective here. He probably just meant to put it out, but you never want to go flick like that towards a major nursing home, Jess. That probably is the wrong direction to flick your cigarette. We go to Missouri, where a Missouri police chief's lit cigarette was the cause of a fire that had destroyed a local nursing home over the summer. An official report has found in the early morning hours of August 7th, 2025, the Vienna Point Residential Care Facility went up in flames. Photos taken by the Vienna Fire Protection District showed a bright orange blaze burning through the building's roof as smoke billowed in through the dark sky. Crews launched an offensive attack with heavy fire conditions, but with water supply issues. It was decided to go to a defensive mode, and we requested mutual aid tankers and manpower, Vienna fire officials said. First responders were able to get everyone out of the building unharmed, but could not save the structure. Although the loss of the facility is tragic, we didn't lose any life and had no injuries, the city's fire protection district said. Security video revealed the moments leading up to the fire, which was ruled an accident. The video, which the Missouri State Fire Marshal shared with ABC 17, reportedly showed Vienna Police Chief Shannon Thompson arriving at the nursing home shortly before midnight on August 6th. Thompson was reportedly responding to an accidental 911 call. The person reported to be Thompson then smoked a cigarette and placed it in a planter outside the building's entrance, stomping it inside the planter before leaving. The video appears to show. About 90 minutes later, a flame sparks in the planter, which erupts into a larger fire that engulfs the building. Investigators say the fire was caused by the unintended result of an individual placing a burning cigarette near combustible material, according to ABC 17, which obtained records from the fire marshal. Thompson confirmed to investigators that he placed the cigarette in the planter and tried to extinguish it, noting that the brand of cigarettes that he smoked is designed to self-extinguish. Whoops.
No, that feature didn't work so well.
No, I think the fail-safe failed. That's a good way of putting it. Marys County prosecutor Anthony Scooby Rory is yet to decide whether to press charges against Thompson. A spokesperson for Scooby told the Daily Mail the prosecuting attorney is still investigating and gathering evidence. He then asked for a Scooby snack, and there was none provided. A cigarette butt can was just 10 feet away from the planter, and he put his lit cigarette out in a plastic potted plant, Scooby said in a statement. Yeah. I believe that listing the fire as accidental is insulting to my intelligence, he also went on to say. Yeah. 10 feet away, Jess.
Oh, my goodness. What a bad choice.
Yeah. Sometimes your police chief gets a little bit lazy.
And he would have got away with it, too, if it wasn't for those pesky kids.
That's true. He would have got away with it. All right. We're going to take a quick look at Florida Man in Review in this episode. Clowns, Chuck E. Cheese, and Batman's Greatest Hits. Here's some of the stories that were the best Florida Man stories out there for the year 2025. If you thought Florida Man was taking a break this year, think again. Boy, we had so many Florida stories this year. It's hard to...
We really did, which is why I visited there.
That's right. You had to see it right for yourself, didn't you?
I just had to experience it.
What did you think at Florida, Jess? What did you think as you took it in?
I just feel like maybe I didn't get the true Florida experience because I was in Marco Island.
Yeah, that's not really Florida, right?
Yeah, but I did. When we went to the Everglades, you did get to see little nuggets of Florida where I could be like, I could see Florida Man hanging out here.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything crazy, but...
Well, you got to a Publix, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So you got a little taste of the culture walking around, didn't you?
And a Winn-Dixie. There was a Winn-Dixie and a Publix. So I got to go to both.
Okay. So you got a little taste of the locals there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you got a little.
They seemed normal.
But see, until you actually launch yourself into Pasco County and you drive past some of the zoning there in Pasco County and you see a Publix next to a CBD store next to next to a real estate office, next to a Chuck E. Cheese, next to a odd-shaped chartreuse building, next to a...
Yeah. That's where the real fun is.
Yeah. Everything is such a mishmash of unusual things. The zoning there is incredibly patchwork.
Yeah. Which makes it weird when you come from someplace where things are so specifically zoned.
Yeah. And then someone's got a house right in the middle of everything. You know, they just, I put my house here
so
50
weird.
years ago and I'm not moving out of this business district.
Yep.
Yeah. It's kind of fun. Our first story, West Palm Beach, Florida. If you thought Florida Man was taking a break this year, think again. Here's the first story. Spring kicked off with a classic Florida Man moment. A Brevard County man in a full clown costume was arrested for trespassing. After a brief struggle, the clown was arrested for trespassing and resisting arrest. Body cam video showed the moment officers told the man he looks like a clown. Of course,
that was his goal.
That was his goal. That's what he was going for. Second story in Highlands County, a high-speed chase ended with a Florida man offering deputies a vodka spritzer mid-pursuit. Spoiler, they declined. They will do that. They don't generally take a drink during a mid-pursuit.
Everybody's doing shots.
Shots. Video shows that he was tased while puffing on a cigarette, proving that multitasking is not always a life skill. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I'm just envisioning that in my head. Someone just puffing away and...
Yeah. And they're like, sir, put down the cigarette or we'll tase you. He's like, go ahead. Life's a bitch. And then... wonder if he dropped the cigarette or if he managed to keep puffing away.
I feel like he just kept on smoking.
Probably. You never
Hardcore.
Never want to drop your heater while you're being tased. Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear Batman onesies. A man in Palm Bay thwarted a burglary in his home while dressed as the Dark Knight. The burglar didn't stand a chance against Florida's own vigilante justice. I don't know if you guys remember this guy, but yes, he was.
I do remember this one, and I love it. Look at him.
Batman pajamas as he thwarted a criminal in his home. Oh. And just like Batman, he didn't pull a gun on the guy.
No, he was born for that moment.
Fought him with his fists. We're so proud of him. One man learned the hard way that stealing $1,900 worth of Smokey Bear signs is not a victimless crime. The Florida Agriculture Commission was not amused, and neither was the law. The man now faces charges and probably a lifetime ban from national parks.
Sad.
Yeah. A story that hit me right where I live, because I, too, used to wear a Chuck E. Cheese costume. Tallahassee police arrested a Chuck E. Cheese mascot mid-shift after discovering the man behind the mouse had an outstanding warrant. Body cam footage captured the surreal moment as kids watched the beloved character get cuffed. Childhood is now ruined for many, many children. You know, I'll just say
almost as bad as arresting Santa Claus.
It is, right? I'll tell you this, Jess, we wouldn't have maintained our job if we would have been cuffed at Chuck E. Cheese mid-shift.
No, that would have been the one thing that would have got you fired.
I think they would have shut down the restaurant. I mean, the magic is gone at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chucky's a freaking criminal. I knew it all along.
Right. Think of those kids that are scarred now. I mean, you know, not only that, but they took the head off of Chucky in front of all those kids.
Oh, that would be the worst.
Mm-hmm.
My kids were obsessed with mascots of any kind. If there was anyone dressed in some sort of costume that looked like an animal, you know, and they were like, looked like a living stuffed animal, they had to like hug them and touch them. They would have been mortified if someone popped their freaking head off.
I think I've said this before on this program. I can't tell you how many times I took a forehead to the nuts as a mascot.
I was literally thinking of that when you were talking, because that is all I think of when I think of Chuck E. Cheese now. That poor guy, that poor bastard in that costume getting his nuts racked by kids' heads.
And it's because they're all this high and they all take a running start at you.
Yeah, you got to wear protection. You need a nut cuff in your costume.
But then you're going to knock out all these little kids, right? I mean, some of us had to take one for the team.
Yeah. Well, and if a kid said, "Hey, why is Chucky so hard in the crotch?" Their parents would have been like, "What the hell?
He's hard in the crotch.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Goddamn sex offender." But they go up and grab.
Oh my gosh. I do have a nut cup story. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So I grew up on a farm, and my dad, when he would go out in the pig farm and it would be really full of manure and that ammonia would make him sick. So he would wear these masks over his face. And one time I was up in my brother's room. I had been maybe 9 years old. And my brother had one of those masks just sitting on his dresser. So I took it and I stuck it on my face and I was running around. And my brother comes out of the shower and he's like, "Get my nut cup off your face."
Meanwhile, you think you're Bane from Batman.
Yeah. I was like, what?
I will not take my nut cup off your face. I will rule the city, Batman.
It was a sad day, Tim.
I will rule you with a vengeance, my little brother. Come get your nut cup.
This is my Superman powers, is all in the nut cup.
It's all in the nut cup. Some guys might have been attracted by that. Your brother was appalled.
No. Some superheroes have capes. Some of us have nut cups on our face. Oh, Lord.
Best story ever.
You're welcome.
Our next story is Pasco County. In Pasco County, a neighborly feud escalated when a man allegedly cooked his pet peacocks to spite his neighbor. Peacocks.
I remember this one.
The arrest report reads like a dark comedy script. Florida man strikes again. That's right. You haven't lived until you've had a deep fried or boiled peacock. I suppose the people at the network were pretty pissed off too.
It's just such a weird thought process, though. I'm so mad at you. I'm going to kill something I love. Take that.
Yeah, take that. You'll never pet them or
What?
feed them again. I boiled them. Okay, that's disturbing.
All right. That's next level crazy.
It is. Volusia County deputies chased down a man driving with a suspended license for the second time. When asked why he ran, he reportedly said, I didn't want to go to jail. Spoiler, he ended up going to jail. So that plan didn't work. And closing out the year, a Tallahassee man stole a forklift and an ATM, taking both on a joyride through city streets. Surveillance video shows him grinning like he just invented a new sport, forklift grand theft.
How fast can you go in a forklift?
You really can't. You really can't. And those are your Florida stories in review for the year 2025.
Those are good.
Our chat room, God love them, thought they were scooping me on this next story, Jess, and this is the last one before Not Safe for Work. They didn't, because I'm on top of my game.
You already knew.
I already knew. Why? Because it's one of the only things in this world I love more than my life. That's a McRib.
You're good.
They are good, and I'm sorry, you can't sway me off my love of the McRib, no matter what you may tell me. Not even what it's made out of, or the fact that there's a class action suit out there.
Kick it in on it, though. You've definitely had your fair share.
I know. You know, I have an app on my phone, and it's a class action lawsuit app, and I don't remember why I have it on my phone. Somebody told me, you got to get this app on your phone. You can get money off of it. I got $50 off of it. Yeah, I don't remember who I filed I included myself in a class action lawsuit against. I think it was one of the streaming apps that I ended up dropping.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, why not? I'll throw my name in on it. And I ended up getting $50, right?
Yeah.
I got to imagine McDonald's is on this, right?
Oh, it has to be. You need to put your name in. Let's see what happens.
Oh, if I had $1 for every McRib I ate, I would own my own franchise.
Yeah.
McDonald's, Jess, is facing a class action lawsuit over a fan favorite McRib sandwich. Here's the charge: that McDonald's deceptive omissions and misleading marketing have resulted in millions of dollars of consumer harm, is what the suit says. That's pretty harsh. McDonald's is facing a proposed class action lawsuit over its McRib sandwich, with plaintiffs alleging the limited time item has long misled customers about what kind of meat it actually contains. This is where we're venturing into gross territory now. According to a complaint filed December 23rd, yes, they waited until the day before Christmas Eve to spring this on everybody. Merry Christmas, guys. Have you had your McRib? They filed this in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Illinois. There is a joke here about those fibs filing this in court. And obtained by People magazine, 4 consumers from California, New York, Illinois, and Washington, D.C. claim McDonald's deceptively markets the McRib as containing pork rib meat when it allegedly contains none at all.
What kind of meat does it contain?
Oh, I'm getting there, my friend. I'm getting there. Have you eaten yet today?
It can't be that gross, Tim. I've had some pretty disgusting things in my life.
I guarantee you're not going to want dinner. The lawsuit, and everyone's like, it's yoga mats. It's yoga mats. It's not yoga mats. I'll spoil that much for you.
It's got to be some kind of meat, though, right? Or
we're getting there. The lawsuit argues that the sandwich's name, pricing, and distinctive rib-shaped patty lead reasonable consumers to believe they are purchasing a premium pork rib product. The complaint alleges that McRib is made from restructured pork using low-grade cuts such as pork shoulder, heart, stomach, and tripe, rather than actual rib meat.
Wait, what's the tripe? Is that part of the intestine?
Yes, it is.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't pick to choose that on purpose. That's where the poop pushes through.
that's right.
Ooh. Ew, Tim.
You're eating
You need to get you some money.
You're eating some pig shitter. Da 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 da. Feed me the pig shitter. So why don't they call it the McPig shitter? I mean, I think I'd still eat it if you did.
Be honest. Tell us we're eating the pig shitter. We don't mind. We'll still eat it.
If you're dipping it in the sauce, just call it the McStarfish, and I'll eat it.
I mean, honestly, that just goes to show you that you can make anything taste good.
Yeah,
because the McRib is delicious.
it is.
But if you sat down with a bowl of intestines, I promise you, they would not be delicious.
No, it isn't. No. McDonald's USA has confirmed this is false in a statement to people. I choose to believe them. I choose to be gaslit in this case. The name McRib is a deliberate sleight of hand. The plaintiffs individually, Dorian Baker, Peter Lee, Charles Lynch, and Derek Wilson, we're naming them on this program, claim, arguing that the word rib combined with the patty shape falsely signals a higher quality cut of meat that typically commands a higher market price. The filing notes that pork rib meat, including baby back and spare ribs, is considered a premium product, citing the U.S. Department of Agriculture's National Daily Pork Report, showing rib meat is significantly more expensive than other pork cuts. The plaintiffs allege that McDonald's capitalizes on that perception while charging consumers a premium price for the sandwich, which is sold for as much as $7.89 at some locations. In a statement from McDonald's USA, the company vehemently denies the claims in the lawsuit, noting that the claims are accurate and distorts the facts. McDonald's said in a statement, food quality and safety are at the heart of everything we do. And by God, I fucking believe them. That's why we're committed to using real quality ingredients across our entire menu. I don't know that I believe all that. Our fan favorite McRib sandwich is made with 100% pork sourced from farmers and suppliers across the U.S. That's a little bit of a misleading statement, but I'll take it.
I mean, yeah.
Pork parts, sure.
It's like a hot dog. It's like a hot dog shaped like a rib.
Right.
And honestly, if you've ever had a rib and you've had a McRib and you don't know that they're not the same thing, then shame on you for being stupid, because they're clearly not the same thing.
Right. I don't look at a McRib and think I'm getting a true rib sandwich.
Yeah. We know it's processed and smushed together stuff that we don't recognize and we don't want to know about, just like when we eat a hot dog.
I don't go to the mall at Christmas time and ask Santa how his trip from the North Pole was. What am I, a fucking idiot?
No, you're not.
Thank you. So why would you sue McDonald's over the McRib?
Oh, you know what, though? People will get money. They'll win, I bet.
I know, and I'm getting on this app and I'm getting mine.
You need to. And then you take me out for a McRib.
I will. I'll take that money and we'll go out for McRib. McDonald's also claims they've been transparent about their ingredients so guests can make the right choice for themselves.
Yeah.
So
if you want a rib, a real rib, go to a sit-down restaurant.
The other part of the suit, by the way, Jess, is that they claim the whole reason they make it seasonal is to create, get this, create demand. Oh,
yes. We knew that.
GTFO, really? Is to create demand as a promotional limited time item so that their deceptive omissions and misleading marketing will result in millions of dollars of consumer harm and warrant legal remedies, including compensatory damages, restitution, and injunctive relief to prevent further deceptive advertising practices. So they claim that the whole reason they do this seasonally is so they can put one over on you, so you don't question the ingredients, because it's a limited time thing, and you wouldn't question it if it's a limited time thing.
Well, then I think we should sue him for the Shamrock Shake because I know there's not shamrocks in that.
Right. See?
And it's seasonal. Tricking us.
That's right. The lawsuit seeks class act and alleges multiple causes of action, including fraudulent omission, misrepresentation, breach of warranty. There's a warranty on these things? I never cashed it in. And unjust enrichment. Plaintiffs are...
Well, you had to check the box, Tim, and then send in a little form.
Yeah, I forgot to keep my receipts. I'm sorry. Plaintiffs are seeking damages, restitution, and injunctive relief to prevent what they describe as continued deceptive marketing. All right, I think I've read about enough of that. But, yeah. With that, it's time for Dumb Crime Stew. It's time for Not Safe for Work. Not Safe for Work, which...
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Okay, so we got to get the kids out of the room. Get the kids out of the room because we're going to talk about where the McRib goes after you're done eating it. That's in our Not Safe for Work. Get the boss out of the room because the boss doesn't want to know where the McRib goes. We're going to talk about that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Of course, when you're done with the McRib, it very quickly goes into the toilet. And the Derwent Valley mayor has a very special message about the toilet. Specifically, the public toilets in Derwent Valley. You want to know what that message is?
Me too. I'm dying to know.
I wouldn't die to know, but I mean, probably want to know. Please, please do not eat the toilet seats in Derwent Valley.
Wait, is that happening?
Yeah, here, I'll show you a picture. Take a look. Someone's been chewing the toilet seats.
What?
Yeah.
How?
Right there.
There's a big bite taken out of that.
Yeah, someone's been taking a bite out of seats. And that's
what on earth?
That's not a McGruff the crime dog thing.
This is like a new My Strange Addiction episode or what?
Yeah. It's plastic shitter seats. The
dirtier the better.
The dirtier the yuck.
Yeah.
The mayor,
I don't even like touching those, let alone would I put one in my mouth.
Right. The mayor of the Derwent Valley has issued an unusual public health warning after apparent bite marks were discovered on a public toilet seat. I've heard of dogs drinking out of the toilet, but biting the seat, that's a strange mint. Mayor Michelle Dracoulis has taken to social media asking people not to eat toilet seats. We've now reached the end of society as it's known.
I feel like this is it. We have reached the ultimate low. Yep. And it was nice knowing you. I'll see you on the other side.
That's right. Might as well drop the bomb on everyone right now. The bizarre request came after the mayor personally discovered what happened to be bite marks on a public toilet seat while using council facilities last week. Yes, this was in the city council.
Oh my gosh, that's even weirder.
That is weirder. It appeared as though someone had taken a few bites out of a toilet seat, Dracoulis wrote. I'll say it plainly, please don't eat the toilet seats, the mayor said. Please don't. There's a close-up here, Jess, of the giant bite marks that have been taken out of the toilet seats. If you'll notice, Exhibit A, there they are.
Yes.
Take a look at how big those are.
Well, and let it be noted that also the toilet looks really dirty.
It does. It looks like the custodian.
It's super gross.
Yeah, the custodian hasn't been putting in proper work. The mayor also highlighted recent vandalism at the Westerway public toilets, which were reportedly trashed shortly after being cleaned. Cigarette butts on the floor, paper everywhere, bins tipped over, and someone had flogged a door handle. Well, maybe the door handle had it coming. I'm just saying. I don't know what the door handle's been up to lately. Maybe it's gone into Opus Dei. I don't know. But maybe it needed a good flogging. That's a little bit of a Catholic joke. You can take it for what it's worth. She said public toilets in the municipality are cleaned daily by council workers, and vandalism creates unnecessary difficulties for both cleaners and other users. If messing up toilets is your idea of fun, please do it at home. Yes, eat your own toilet seat. Public toilets are for everyone, and trashing them just makes life harder for the next person, Dracoulis said. She encouraged people to report problems with public facilities through the Snap Send Solve app.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a good use of the app, I think, which forwards photos directly to the council and other relevant authorities. Let's work together to look after shared spaces and keep toilet seats for sitting, not snacking, she said. It's good suggestion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you suppose that's a TikTok trend? Like, why would anyone do that?
It's a TikTok trend. Let's snack on toilet seats.
I'm going live. I'm going to eat a toilet seat. I want to gain followers.
Jess, we have a new case. Dun dun. The TikTok toilet eater. Dun dun.
Every time you dun, I laugh. I can't help it.
Dun dun. It's the case of the TikTok toilet eater. Dun dun. Our next case has been solved. The beer cave pooper. Dun dun. It's actually, it has been solved. There's been a plea deal.
Really?
Yeah, that's our next story. Plea deal's been reached in the case of the notorious beer cave pooper. Dun dun. It has been. The Pennsylvania woman who defecated inside the beer cave at a Royal Farms convenience store has been sentenced for one of 2025's most unappetizing crimes. You may remember crystal gauze, which isn't something we used to do to old cart machines back in radio. Crystal Gauze is 47 years old. That's a radio joke, by the way, which only about 5 of you will get in the audience. Appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Crystal Gauze, 47, during a court hearing, pleaded no contest to a misdemeanor charge of disorderly conduct that created a hazardous and physically offensive condition. Anytime you poop in a beer fridge, that is offensive, I think, to anybody.
Yeah, I think there's no other way to look at it other than offensive.
Yeah. Gauss was only fined $75 in order to pay restitution of about $80 to the Hanover business. A Court of Common Pleas judge also barred Gauss from returning to the store, which is about a mile from her home. Gauss was arrested in April after a Royal Farms worker called cops to report that an unknown woman had come in the previous day and defecated in the beer cave. Just reading those words makes me laugh. I rarely laugh on the show I'm reading. That did it.
It's hard to say defecated in the beer cave without laughing.
Hello, police? I believe a woman defecated in the beer cave. You're welcome. Police review of surveillance footage showed Gauss pushing a case of alcoholic beverages back on the shelf, pulling her pants down and defecating on the shelves and leaving.
Wow.
Couldn't make it home. Couldn't go up to the employee and say, "Pardon me, do you have a public restroom?" No, I believe I'll shit in the Schlitz. What? Huh?
I don't know.
By the way,
It's so weird.
By the way, Shit in the Schlitz is my new album name.
Shit in the Schlitz. That is hard to say.
And that's me waving to Brad Blair, who's the former head of Michigan Paracon. Shit in the Schlitz is the name of my new album. I'm having too much fun today. The 5 p.m. bathroom break, yes, she shit in the Schlitz properly at 5 p.m., offered Gauss little privacy since doors into the beer cave and cooled areas are clear glass, providing visual of the inside from the common area of the store. So she did it in front of all the kids.
Yeah. I mean, no shame.
No, when you got to go, you got to go. Still, workers did not spot Gauss in the act. You mean to tell me it's 5 o'clock somewhere, she's got a shit in the Schlitz, and there's not a worker eyeing her right in the common area?
Yeah, right there for all to see, and nobody saw it.
More people saw Lee Harvey Oswald shoot Kennedy from the book depository than saw her, Crystal Gauss, shit in the Schlitz. I'm telling you.
In pure public for all the world to see.
Yeah.
Like she wanted to be seen.
She did want to be seen. She's putting on a show. In addition to disorderly conduct, Gauss was charged with open lewdness, scattering rubbish, and criminal mischief. That's no way to talk about the Schlitz.
Rubbish.
Scattering rubbish. Those 3 counts were withdrawn by prosecutors as part of... What did she wipe with, by the way? Or do you think she just dropped and went?
It must have been a clean one. Remember, sometimes that happens.
Sometimes it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been a clean getaway. Those 3 counts were withdrawn by prosecutors as part of a negotiated plea deal. Court filings don't indicate why Gauss opted to poop in the beer cave. You know why? Because it was there, Jess. Because it was there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some kind of weird mental defect when you want to poop in a public place like that, though.
I know.
There's probably a term for it in psychology. We just don't know it.
Yeah, cuckoo in the nut. That's what it is. that's the clinical term.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Our next story, speaking of, we're going to Target. We all love a good Target. I know that's an odd saying for this program, but we all love a good Target.
If Target doesn't have it, I probably don't need it.
That's right. Now I'm thinking of Kristen Wiig and the Target woman from SNL, but I'm going to leave that be. I'm going to put that to the side as I talk about this next story. We're going to Arvada, Colorado, where police in Colorado are seeking a suspect, oh boy, accused of following women, exposing and touching himself while in the Arvada Target.
No, thank you.
Not the sales associate you've been looking for.
Mm-mm. I wanted help in aisle 5, but not that kind of help.
Right. You wanted a price check, not a check on anything else. Arvada police say a man recently followed several women, around a store while touching himself inappropriately before exposing himself and then taking off, and now they're trying to find him. I'll give you a clue. He's the guy with his pants around his ankles. That's the guy you're looking for right there. The alleged incident happened on Saturday at the Target near West 80th Avenue and Wadsworth Boulevard. Unusual boulevard name to have a Target where the guy with his pants around his ankle. Just saying. Wadsworth? Half-naked guy.
Wadsworth.
That's in the northeast part of the Denver metro area. After allegedly exposing himself, he ran out of the store and left in a gray or silver car. By the way, Jess, here's a picture of the guy. Wearing an AC/DC t-shirt. And it says...
Looks like he's running.
He is running into the store. It says Back in
It's
Black.
one of those creepy mustaches.
He does have a creepy mustache. He's got a Back in Black t-shirt on.
And tall black socks with tennis shoes.
Oh, yep. I'm sorry. Did I move it away?
That's okay. This keeps zooming in crazy like that. Oh, there he is.
There he is. Back in Black, running into the store. There he is.
He's got some good track for him, too. Like, he's ready to go.
He does. Yeah, I think he was a track star. And I figured out why he wants his pants around his ankles, so he can free ball all the way in.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah. He was described as a white man about 6 feet tall, of medium build, with black hair, wearing a black AC/DC Back in Black t-shirt, black shorts, black socks. How do you know he had black shorts on? He dropped them when he got into the store. And black shoes on the day of the alleged incident. Anyone with information about the suspect is asked to contact the Arvada Police Department. I know you probably can't identify him by his face because, eyes up here.
It's hard to notice someone's face when their stuff's hanging out.
Yeah, when you're dropping trow. I get it. Our next story was sent to us by Bijou. And we're going back to Florida. Florida man was arrested for a naked armed robbery of a meat market while wearing nothing but a mask.
Oh, I love it.
Do you get it? Meat.
Yeah, stealing the meat while his meat's hanging out.
That's right. Kobe Watkins, 25 years old, is the Florida man who was arrested for allegedly committing an armed robbery at a meat market wearing nothing but a mask, according to WCJB, Gainesville's ABC affiliate. I don't know why they had to throw that
hamburger has gotten really expensive. I get it.
Yeah, and try and get a filet mignon these days. I mean, come on.
Oh, gosh.
Right? You're going to be
I bought my parents steaks for Christmas, and I was like, what is happening? I got to give one of my kids away for this box of steak.
Right? They're going to have to sell their kidneys. Florida man was arrested for allegedly committing an armed robbery at a meat market wearing nothing but a mask. What was he armed with? If you know what I mean. Huh?
Some mighty big gun you got there, sir.
That's right, slinging that meat. According to the Lake City Police Department, officers responded to a call reporting armed robbery at... The second time.
I love it when you can't say it.
There's no way they named this meat market this. This has to be a fake story. What do you think the meat market's name is? I gotta take a drink of something here.
Oh, does it have something to do with wieners? Yeah. Bob's Wiener Mart.
Oh, it's very close though. Jess, how many people do you think go to this meat market just for the name? To say that they shop at BJ's Meat Market.
BJ's Meat Market. Oh, you know what you're doing when you name your meat market that. That is not an accident.
That isn't an accident, no.
You're inviting people to come in and arm rob you naked.
You are, yeah. It's like BJ's Meat Market where we're blowing out the savings, right? I mean, come on. I mean, I can see the TV ads right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd shop there though, just to say I did.
Yeah, I would too. I'd want it. I want it. I want to know if they have shirts.
I think they do.
They've got to have.
If they don't, we should make some.
Right? They got to have shirts, hats. Lake City, Florida, BJ's Meat Market. You got to Google it while I'm reading this. So they reported a call for an armed robbery at BJ's Meat Market in Lake City, Florida on Tuesday evening. Employees showed police the surveillance video and told police that a man had entered the store completely naked except for a mask covering his face and with a piece of cloth wrapped around an object in his hand that they believed was some sort of weapon. The robbery suspect broke into a cash box and, despite his lack of pockets, took more than $1,000 from the store before he ran away. No one was hurt during the robbery. Lake City Police Department of officers, in cooperation with the Columbia County Sheriff's Office, set up a perimeter and arrested Kobe Latre Watkins, who's all of 25 years old. Police also said they found evidence they believed to be connected to the crime nearby. Watkins was taken to a local hospital for a medical evaluation and then booked into the Columbia County Detention Center. He's facing charges of armed robbery, exposure of sexual organs, grand theft, and criminal mischief. Did you find a T-shirt?
No, I'm looking.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to have to make one, Tim.
We're going to have to make one, okay. Believe it or not, the Lake City Chief of Police's name is Gerard. I'm sorry, I thought it was Gerard Butler. It's Gerald Butler. I thought it was Gerard Butler. I was like, holy shit, this story is made up. Incidents like this are unsettling, but our officers responded quickly and secured the scene and worked with our partners to identify and arrest the suspect. It probably wasn't by his face, I'm guessing. He said, we appreciate the swift assistance from the Columbia County Sheriff's Office and the cooperation of business employees that helped bring this to a safe resolution. BJ's Meat Market, where the savings are always huge and hard to swallow.
Oh, Tim. Oh, yeah. Your face.
I know.
You're so proud of yourself.
Oh, you know. All right. I believe we are... Oh, we're 2 stories away. All right, next story. A threesome fizzled and then fist flew.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fizzling threesome.
Yes. After a planned sexual threesome failed to materialize, yes, we're staying in Florida, a Florida woman became angry, then pummeled her boyfriend in the face. An alleged attack witnessed by the woman who had been invited to the couple's residence for some group sex, police report. Oh, God. According to investigators, 47-year-old Angel Lynn Curl and her boyfriend invited a female friend to their Clearwater apartment. See, this is the area you should have visited, Jess. Clearwater.
Yes, I will remember that next time.
Okay. The female friend went to the Clearwater apartment Saturday evening to engage in a little sexual activity. However, the coitus plan was interrupted, cops say, when all parties declined participating in said activity. An arrest affidavit doesn't reveal why the tryst was aborted. Following the sexual declination, Curl allegedly became angry and repeatedly struck the 47-year-old victim in the face as he was seated on the couple's living room couch. The female invitee, cops say, watched Curl strike the victim in the face with a closed fist multiple times. After being read her rights, Curl denied hitting the man. I have a picture of Miss Curl right here, if you want to see it. I don't know. She was arrested around 1:15 a.m. Sunday for domestic battery, a misdemeanor. She was released from custody later that day on her own recognizance. A judge has ordered Curl to have no contact with the victim. She looks mighty happy here. I'm just saying. She looks pretty pleased.
She really does.
Yeah, she looks like she's pretty happy for striking.
Like, yes.
Yeah.
Beat the crap out of my boyfriend.
Can't be satisfied one way, I'll be satisfied another. That's what she said. That's what she said. All right, our final story is we're running it back from last year, Jess. Last year, we did a story. It's not quite criminal, but it's pretty criminal to read. It's a story about what we got stuck in our orifices last year.
Yes. I actually, when you got done telling me those stories, went out to have dinner with my family and had to tell them all.
This is kind of...
Kids are like, Mom.
This is kind of the Darwin awards of things that people got stuck in their orifices last year.
Yeah.
And I'm always entertained by this story. So this is the time of year to be grateful of having things stuck in our asses, so to speak, and to those less fortunate than us. So spare a thought for those Americans who misjudge the capacity of their own orifices. All reports are taken from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission's database of emergency room visits, and all descriptions are verbatim. And all the people involved had a very bad time. These are the things that were pulled out of people's penises. Here we go. In emergency rooms this past year: a battery, candle wax, a chest piece, 2 glass beads, a pen, a pencil, a comb, apple stems. How? An apple core. How you get that in?
That's too big.
I don't know. A bobby pin. A paper clip.
Oh.
Magnets. Stick it to the refrigerator. A spring. A screw. Staples. A thermometer, because evidently someone was sick down there. Headphones, because it needed to listen to, I don't know, Al Green. A guitar string, because it needed to play. And an Allen wrench, because it needed to fix something in the house.
Tim, how?
I don't know. I don't get it.
How? I mean, when you started with the battery, I was like, how?
Well, because it's powered on its own.
Yeah.
Now, Jess, if you thought that was bad, let's turn our attention to the ladies.
Okay.
This is what they got stuck in their vaginas, according to the government, this past year. First one is too funny. A holiday bell. Merry Christmas.
I'm just a ringing dinging.
Ringing and dinging. A lighter. Yeah. Aluminum foil. In case you want to protect yourself from alien signals. I don't know. Cotton balls. Be gentle with yourself. Yeah. Popsicle stick. These two words don't belong together. Plastic.
You think that it had a popsicle on it before it came this?
It might have. It might have melted.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I get where you're going. Yeah, I think you're probably right.
It might have.
Plastic orca.
What?
As in the whale.
Like one of their kids' toys for the bathtub.
Yeah. Yeah. A gemstone.
Oh.
I don't know if it was blessed, but hey, why not?
Some diamonds up there.
Speaking of, inserted 2 diamond rings into her vagina while at a party in fear they would be stolen. That's the entire line. Next item, latex glove. Bath bomb. That would hurt.
Ugh.
Small plastic mermaid. Again, plastic orca, I think, was kind of along the same line.
Yeah, your kids' toys.
Yeah. Flower toy. There's another one. The next is an entire line. Reports a bag of marijuana has been in her vagina for 2 days and is uncomfortable. Someone was handling that work for somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. Bracelet charms. Not one, Jess, but 2 vibrators. Congratulations,
Ooh.
lady.
Really going for it.
Yeah. Someone's unpleasable, evidently. Penis ring. 2 penis rings. Those are separate lines.
Do I have a fourth or third penis ring?
No, there's no third one. Just
Okay.
2. Just 2. 2 spoons. Evidently,
You're going to play the spoons.
evidently Spoon Man was up there. I have no idea. Yeah. This next one's kind of a long line. Was using a piece of plastic to masturbate when got spooked by the wind outside and threw the sheet over herself, in the process lodging the piece of plastic deeper into her vagina and wasn't able to retrieve. You're welcome.
Wow.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Oh my goodness, that's so much.
That's kind of busy. The next one, kind of an old staple, hairbrush. Thanks for being old-fashioned. This next one, you've always told your kids don't eat them. Detergent pod.
Oh my gosh. That and the bath bomb, like, it's sensitive down there. I cannot imagine like how aggravated your flesh would be.
Right? It's kind of a flesh-eating deal.
Yikes.
Plunger cap.
Okay.
And finally,
weird.
I hear it's a thing. Beer bottle was on a cruise on her honeymoon.
And the beer bottle got up there on the cruise on her honeymoon?
I guess so.
Huh.
And finally, rectum. Damn near killed him. And these people damn near did. Are you ready?
Yes.
First object, lubricant bottle. See, the lubricant is for the, not for the.
Not the bottle.
Not the
What's
bottle.
inside of it.
That's right. Maybe you should, start with what's in the bottle and not.
It's confusing. I get it.
Second one, again, we misunderstood. Enema bottle. Yeah. Got to learn how that works. Third one, incredibly painful, Jess. Nails.
I don't understand.
Fourth one, screws and nails.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Next, patient states he put a baseball in his rectum to see what it felt like.
It feels bad.
It feels like you have a baseball up your ass. That's what it feels like. Next one, aerosol can.
Oh God.
This one's bizarre. Dog chew toy.
Oh.
It's been in your dog's mouth. I mean, come on. What's your dog going to say once the dog starts chewing on it again? This tastes like human ass. I mean, it's probably the dog's not going to want it again.
Yeah, your dog's toys and your kids' toys should be off limits.
Right. Dryer sheet. Just
wanted it to smell fresh.
Yeah, just wanted it to smell like snuggle. Next line. Was feeling constipated for 2 days. He took the base off of his beard clippers and was wrapped in a plastic baggie, inserted into the rectum, and it got stuck.
That was his excuse.
Yeah. Baton. Like an entire baton.
Wow.
Hair tie. Next item. Concern about if he still had a small vibrator in his rectum, his girlfriend placed it there on Friday.
We lost it.
Yeah, you lost it. Yeah. Still concerned if it's still up there. You should probably take a look. Yeah. I would think you'd still know. Yeah. Turkey baster.
Oh no.
No, we're not using that on the turkey again. We're done. We can throw that out. Plastic cleanser bottle full of liquid.
Scary.
Yeah, especially if that thing explodes. You're done. Reports he slipped in the shower and a shampoo bottle went into his rectum.
Those are my favorite.
About as likely as me running a 4.240. It didn't happen.
I swear, it just slipped and fell.
Yeah, slipped and fell and whoops, it just went up there. Yep.
Really far up there, too.
Yeah, I don't know how I lost the whole thing up there. It just whoop. Dental pick.
What?
You know those little tooth floss dental picks? Yep, just yep. Not meant for that area, but they tried anyways. Wine stopper.
Well, I have threatened to put a cork in it when my kids won't stop farting.
See? But, well, now you've got a new toy to use.
I didn't know people actually did that.
I guess they do. Corn cob holder.
Oh. They're so pokey.
They're spiky.
Yes.
How?
They stab into a corn husk.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Well, now they stab into starfishes. So, yeah. Ouchie. This one's a little involved. Are you ready?
Yes.
Had gone out with wife last night and had too many drinks. Went home drunk. Wife inserted a rubbery sex toy into PT's rectum, unable to remove.
Thank you for the full details.
Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Next object, highlighter. Related to that, invisible marker. You'll never find it. Yeah. Good luck. Magic wand toy.
Ooh.
It's festive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun. Next one. Reports 7-inch dildo inserted into rectum when it accidentally went too far. He attempted to use pliers to remove it. Pliers stuck too.
Oh, no. Can you just imagine this? I feel like, okay, so bad. Man.
Not that bad. You're laughing. You're laughing. You don't feel that bad.
No, I mean, it's very entertaining, but I just can't imagine the horror. Like, oh no, the 7-inch dildo is stuck. Now I'm going to use a plier. Oh no, the pliers is stuck. The thing about the rectum is it just kind of sucks things up.
Yeah, well, it did. Yeah.
You've got to have like a base on it.
Evidently, you can call this person quicksand ass because they took both the dildo and the pliers.
What else was up there?
That's right. Probably half the county. The next item, marbles, which would make you an interesting playground person. You just head out there and shoot them out. Film canister. Film canister.
What?
I haven't handled a
They're huge.
I haven't handled a film canister since college.
They're also like, aren't they like the size of your head?
Well, unless it's a 110 film.
Okay.
Yeah, unless it's a little tiny film canister, but still film canister.
Weird.
A battery powered light. So it might be one of the little lights, you know, the little clicky lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plastic coat hanger inside his anus. He inserted the hanger during sexual activity. He cut off the outside of the hanger so he could drive to the ER.
Huh. I never thought about it. It'd be hard to drive with the hanger half up your ass.
Something about the way you said that was very Minnesotan. That was very politically correct of you. I never thought it'd be hard to drive to the ER with a coat hanger hanging up your ass, around your ass. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that'd be difficult. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you betcha. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I bet that'd be pretty difficult. Yeah. I suppose you couldn't call an ambulance. That'd be unusual. Yeah. You'd have to answer to the neighbors when they wheeled you out on a gurney. Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine? How embarrassing. Oh, there's Bob.
Oh, look at Bob. Oh,
what's that sticking out of his hiney?
Bob is face down and ass up there, Joe. Look it. Oh, for crikes. Cripe's sakes,
Dad,
look at
I
him.
think that's a coat hanger.
Oh, geez. He'll never be able to show his face at the Dairy Queen ever again. Look at him.
We'll have to bring him a hot dish tomorrow just to make him feel better.
I'll have to bring him a hot dish. Oh, for cry eye, he's not going to be able to sit straight for a week. All right. A penny, a sandal, and a doorknob.
Was it a lucky penny?
You know what? Pennies are now going extinct. That you better go fishing for it. I know that.
Was it all three of those things at one time?
No. I'm just going through the list.
I feel like you could poop out a penny eventually. I would not go to the ER for a penny. I'd be like, it'll come out.
It'll come out. Yep. The sandal, on the other hand, no. No. Or the doorknob.
Did someone get mad and kick them in the ass and lost their sandal?
I think so. That whole I'm going to put my foot up your ass. Well, lost the sandal. And yeah.
Oh.
The next item is, again, an entire line. He inserted a light bulb into his rectum this morning with the glass side first, and due to the suction effect, the bulb got sucked up.
Oh, my.
That's a little involved. And a little fragile.
Yes. I'd be afraid it would break and cut me all up in there.
Right. You gotta walk carefully. Another flashlight is listed here. So this might be the full-size flashlight this time.
Oh, man, a big mag light.
Oh, mag light. That's a brave person. A vape pen. So, smoke them if you got them.
Wrong hole, buddy.
Oh, sorry. Here's this next line. Possible rectal foreign body. She reports placing a small vibrator in her rectum. She does not remember removing it and cannot find it. All I got to say, too much play down there. If you're,
If you have no idea if there's something lodged in your anus or not, you might.
I just don't remember if I took it out or not.
Oh, man.
It's not cookies in the stove. It's,
It's a foreign object in your ass.
That's right. I think you'd remember. Yeah.
Or at least feel it.
How much of a dead ass do you have to be that you don't remember if you stuck a vibrator in your ass, right? Not one, but two pencils. So.
Oh,
yeah.
That sounds painful too.
Yeah. This one is for those of you who were born, I don't know, before 1940, a corncob style pipe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Making it old school.
Yeah, right. Thanks, Grandma. This next one is a whole line. Reports using a butt plug on her anus a few hours ago when it broke off. Significant other used tweezers to retrieve piece that broke off. Tweezers are now stuck in rectum. I think I'd stop using significant other to get stuff out of my anus and just go to the ER. Not very skilled. This is the same guy who goes to play this same guy who goes to play the crane game and can't get anything out of the machine. Spends like $10 on the crane game, and yeah.
You're just sending him in your butthole with the tweezers.
Yeah, and you send him in the butthole with the tweezers. Yeah.
It's dangerous.
It's dangerous, yeah. Next one is a rubber gasket. This one is straight out of a Seinfeld episode. Uncooked pasta.
What?
Yes. Fusilli, Jerry. Fusilli.
Oh, no.
Yep.
You're going to cook it up there.
Oh. Well, here's the good thing. Eventually, it's going to soften.
Yeah. And then you can just get a little marinara and call it dinner.
Oh, my God. A piece of nose hair trimmer.
Oh.
No. Our next line states he has a foreign body in his rectum that is vibrating. He states he was with a girl last night and doesn't remember much.
It's either a really bad night or a really good night.
Yeah.
Depending on how you view it.
Well, you can't remember much. Somebody lost their eyeglasses.
Well, where did I put my glasses? Oh, there they are.
Somebody told me they couldn't see their colorectal exam, so I gave them my glasses. A rock?
No.
Yeah. Ooh, ow.
The Rock or a rock?
No, not the rock. Rock. Just a rock. And an egg. Okay, hard-boiled or... Right? And
If it's not hard boiled, I feel like you could just squeeze really hard and just crack it. Sorry, you were taking a drink.
or try and lay that sucker, one or the other. And when you do, go,
Right? Really impress your kids.
Yeah, and right? And they'd be like,
Look what I can do, guys.
Something's wrong with mom. She laid an egg. I don't know, but go tell dad. The next line was being intimate with his girlfriend, and they shoved a rectangular travel toothbrush holder in his rectum, was able to get half of it out.
Wow.
Which half?
Hopefully not the bristly part.
Right. Yeah. Next one's a little alarming. Multiple sex toys. So not one, but multiple.
Not one, not two.
Multiple. Someone's got a fetish. Cat-headed vibrator.
Oh, no.
We're going for size in the next two here, Jess. 18-inch dildo. 18-inch dildo.
18?
18-inch dildo and 24-inch dildo in the rectum.
Wow.
Rectum.
Couldn't be all the way up there. It'd have to be hanging out, right? Like,
if it was hanging
body
out.
isn't that long.
If it was hanging out, they'd be able to get it out.
Wow. How long is your anal cavity?
Long enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
Apparently 24 inches.
Yep. And finally, reports having a 6-inch vibrator in rectum since 2 p.m. today. Doesn't recall placing vibrator in rectum. Also reported taking poppers at the time.
Oh, that's a party.
That's a party. Now we got stuff going on. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we got stuck in our orifices, according to the government in 2025. And it's damn near criminal.
I know it's wrong, but it is one of my favorite segments every year.
It's kind of fun, isn't it?
Can't wait to tell my family over dinner tonight.
Do you have time for a quick palate cleanser here?
Yes, please.
All right. So here's the deal. It's a two-parter. I'll make it quick. You too, Jess, and this has to do with New Year's and New Year's resolutions, if you will. You too can own a prison, your very own prison. This Missouri prison is for sale, and it makes for a great home. In fact, it's on sale right now. If you go to Zillow, you can get the opportunity of a lifetime. An impressive solid brick building offers endless possibilities. The former Cass County, Missouri Law Enforcement Center and Detention Center is now for sale. It's located just one block off the historic Harrisonville Square. It is located on Pearl Street in Harrisonville, Missouri. It was built in 1960. It's only $195,000.
Let's buy it. We can make it a bed and breakfast.
See, that's what I was thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
It makes for a great, even better, follow me here, because I'm going to give you a little more information on it. In addition to the cell blocks featuring toilets and sinks, now I got to show you something here, Jess. One of the toilets, look at this, has a picture of a catcher on it.
What on earth?
So instead of men and women, it must have pictures and catchers on it.
Huh, yeah.
Speaking of,
what does the women's have? I wonder.
I don't know if they're
cheerleader.
I don't know if they're the catchers or the pitchers. But yeah, the toilets have pitchers and catchers on them.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's a little wild, isn't it? But the property also is outfitted with a fenced-in lot in the back, as well as parking along the west side. The building is also used for storage previously, and it's also been used as a filming location for 2 soon-to-be released movies.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
It's a famous place.
It is a famous place. So the vision that could be with this versatile building, apartments, office space, movie set, possibilities are endless, right? So additionally, the seller is offering the property as is. The property has a cell phone tower that's not currently in use. You could sell it off to T-Mobile, AT&T, whoever, along with ample parking and the potential for a full tax abatement. It could also be the ideal spot for an escape room or entertainment space.
Oh, escape room would be amazing.
Right? Here's my thought. Okay, so you said bed and breakfast. I'm thinking take it one step further. A theme bed and breakfast, or a theme, and on one side it's a men's, one side is women's, one side could be the Oz side, one side could be the orange is the new black. You house the men and the women on one side and the other, and in the morning they could meet up.
Yeah.
Right? So it'd be like a prison themed bed and breakfast. And then they could come together and have chow in the morning and do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're going to make them shower together too? People dropping their soap?
Oh, yeah. There you go. See? Yeah. It could be like a little Randy prison sex space.
Yeah. Come on over. Get jail raped. We got a hookup for you. I mean, please note this was Tim's idea.
Yeah. I mean, you could have a little optional, prison hookup space if you wanted.
Why not? Yeah, I'm here for it. I like this idea.
See? And it could all be in this little prison space. But it looks I mean, look at that. Wouldn't you pay money to sleep in one of them cells?
I totally would. Yeah. And then we'll make you breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, we'll make you a nice breakfast in the morning. See? And maybe you could take your significant other and bang them in a cell. Just saying.
People would come for it because people have weird fetishes.
But yeah, so, a little.
And it's all concrete, so you can just hose it down when they're done.
See? Very little cleanup. Right?
Bodily juices everywhere. Doesn't matter. Just hose it off. Hose
it down, bring in the next crew. So you've got that little deal, right? And then there was a little story about how to get rid of your hangover, right? Doctors had said
there are no cures for hangovers, Tim. That's the real story.
That's the story. Well,
you drank too much, you're just screwed.
They say that there are. You're right. There's no cure, but there's little things that you can do in order to, curb your curb your hangover before they start. They recommend managing symptoms with hydration, of course, bland foods, toast and crackers, and certain over-the-counter pain relievers like NSAIDs, ibuprofen, Tylenol, and whatnot, and restoring your blood sugar, calming your stomach, and doing things to treat that dehydration before it starts. You kind of get your water in you beforehand so that you don't, but there's certain tricks to the trade in order to, do that before you start the drunken fest, right? Before New Year's Eve. So a lot of people shouldn't have hit New Year's Eve and gotten all drunk before they took care of themselves beforehand, right?
Hydrate, eat some carbs. I feel like filling your tummy up with something that can absorb the liquid.
Toast, crackers, any type of bland food, right?
Yeah, and get yourself some entrails shaped like a rib.
Right. Entrails, right? Like a McRib. Tripe, a lot of tripe. Eat a lot of tripe. Stick to your ribs, McRib food. But yeah, so that was the other story that for some reason it would not come up on my. So there you go. So that's your palate cleanser. So, the hangover, getting rid of the hangover, the prison sex dungeon, right? Opening that deal. So with that, I know you have an event this weekend at a prison sex dungeon. Tell us a little bit about it.
I'm going to say, speaking of prison sex dungeon, yes, we do have an event this weekend at the Palmer House, which is not a prison sex dungeon, but a wonderful haunted hotel. We're going to have so much fun. We're going to do art. We're going to do writing. The hotel is full, but we still are offering like investigation only tickets, or if you wanted to come do the workshops and stuff, you could stay at a different hotel. But
Okay. Great.
yeah, should be fun.
So you got some investigation only tickets still remaining?
We do. Just a handful, as I keep
Just a
those
handful.
pretty capped. I don't want to get too big, but we do have
Okay.
a couple more that I would be willing to let people pop in and join us.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right. The book, again, folks, I encourage you to go get the book. It's a fascinating book, folks. John Hinckley Jr., Who I Really Am. As you can tell by the interview, there's again, we barely scratch the surface. There's a lot to learn about John Hinckley Jr., and I encourage you to do so. But a fascinating interview and an incredibly intriguing look at someone who attempted to take the life of the president for someone who he was obsessing over, who he genuinely believed he loved. Go get it. We have a link in the description of this program. Tomorrow on the big show, Supernatural News, and then we continue Anniversary Month with a guest that we had on in the second week of our program in 2006.
So cool.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the rest of our week. So looking forward to it. So again, folks, thank you so much for continuing to support the program. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you have, again, a guest you'd like to see on the program, continue to send those emails and that communiques and let us know who you'd like to see. Continue to give us those great reviews. And again, continue to like and subscribe on the videos when you're watching the videos. For Jessica Freeberg, I'm Tim Dennis. Thank you so much for continuing to watch and listen to us right here on the best in true crime podcasting. This is True Crime Tuesday.